dose of culture and humor.
Rated M for M-Balm. This is the M-Balm Effect, your one-stop shop for unfiltered discussions.
Yo, what is going on? Welcome to the M-Balm Effect. I'm your host, M-Balm. Here tonight with me is none other than Matt Dalberth. How the hell are you, my man?
Well, I noticed we both have flannels on.
Yeah, we're both representing, what's that company?
Dixon flannels. We're unofficially, officially not sponsored, but here we are wearing the same. We didn't plan this either.
Talk slut. Yeah, she's a talk slut.
That's you just talk slutting up Dixon.
Just
by wearing them, we're
slutting
talking
up Dixon.
We're slutting up a whole bunch of dicks in the studio.
They also make apple juice, the Dixon cider.
Oh yeah.
Stupid.
Dixon cider, yeah.
Dumb.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
It's the best.
It's all right. I mean, shit, sometimes you gotta have your Dixon cider. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. How the hell are you, man?
I'm good. Look at us with 2 flannels on, looking like we're part of the Rosie O'Donnell fan club.
Yeah, we are.
Just a couple of hairy lesbian truckers, you and I.
Hey, I used to drive truck.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I love truck.
How's your vagina?
It's itching well. It's itching well. It's doing all right. Yeah, I got to represent Dixon. I got to represent my homeboy Bogart podcast.
So what are we talking about today? What are we jumping into?
Anything and everything, man. Whatever we fucking want to dive into. I'm good with whatever.
What we were talking before the podcast about some news stories that's been going on.
Oh yeah, dude. There's
a lot.
I mean, we live in a fucking crazy world as it is, but Jesus, dude, did you see Hurricane Helene and all this shit going on with that?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Man? Those poor people, dude. Like, I always toyed with the idea of moving out of state because you're like, winter sucks,
Yeah.
And all the restrictions here suck, but mainly, well, all of it. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, winters here, they're not as bad as they used to be. That's one thing I'll give, But like before, it's like, dude, you're dreading the snow, you're dreading the ice, you're dreading the cold. But I think I'd rather take that than what the fuck is going on over there. North Carolina's getting hit, Florida, all these people just losing everything.
I can't even imagine being in that situation. Just catastrophically, your house falls apart. Where's Kanye West now to say that Joe Biden doesn't care about black people?
Right. Where is he? Where's West? Is he in with Diddy?
No, I don't think so. But a real talk for a second, and it's the most blanketed, obvious statement, and it's like, I'm really right on the nose with this one, but it's just it's such a common sense thing. Like, why are we sending billions and billions of dollars to give Israel money, give Ukraine money, and they're like, there's a hurricane though. I mean, we could easily divert that.
Yeah,
It
was $123.4 billion that the U.S. allocated for emergency funds in Ukraine.
Right.
But yet Kamala Harris goes on live television and is like, hey, everybody, we got this under control. $750 for everyone that's directly affected.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's enough. You just lost your house. You lost some family members in the fucking floods and hurricanes. But now $750 should pay that all off.
The government is the equivalent to your grandma giving you $5 in her birthday card.
Dude, seriously.
You're like, oh.
And then you got this Mayorkas guy, whoever this FEMA guy. He's like, oh, we don't have any more funds. We don't have any more funds for this. It's like, okay, hold on a second. You had funds for everything else. Israel got billions of dollars. Ukraine, billions of dollars. Our own American citizens, $750. It's good enough.
Right. I mean, and it sucks because like we as the people don't even really have a say.
No.
You know what I mean? It's like if it's our country, our government for the people, by the whatever, then I mean, universally, everyone in the country would all agree like, hey, can you stop funding these endless foreign wars, giving all these countries money that don't deserve to have our money when we're the richest country in the world, but then we have a natural disaster. And it really shows how ineffectual we are.
Yeah.
If it's for us.
Right. And we're like, you know what? It's okay. We don't need to spend that much money on our own citizens. And this guy here, he's all about it. He's okay with $750 being.
We're giving you $750
because you were directly affected. Do you want to sit on that side? Do you want to sit over here? Where do you want to sit, Austin? You let me know. You pick and choose here, buddy.
Austin's in the Matrix today.
You know what? I'll sit over here.
Okay, we'll get you your own. Look at that. You got your own
look at that.
camera and shit. You guys have your own cameras. Got my own camera. We're all good. So, Austin, we're going to catch you up here. And to anybody tuning into the live show here.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're good. We're talking about Hurricane Helene and how our government said they have no funds and FEMA has they're out of funds and.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, how do you feel, man? $750 to everyone directly affected by the hurricane. Do you think that's fair?
No.
No, you don't think it's fair, but our vice president says it's fair. And the FEMA and all that stuff says it's fair. It's all good, right?
Gee, I wonder why they don't have any money
I don't know.
for
I
these
think,
funds. That shit happens.
I think we should ask Israel and Ukraine for some of the money back, right?
Yeah, hey, can we? I know, I know, we gave you a bunch of rockets and stuff, but like, can we? Do you still have the receipts? Because we need to take those back.
Yeah, you guys don't need that, right? You don't need some of those rockets. I know you can spare some. Like, come on.
Right.
Well, they'd probably tell you, thanks, but no thanks. We're not going to give you shit. Whatever happens to you. We're more important.
So you're saying the Jewish country
fuck the poor,
did something
feed the
Jewish?
rich.
Well,
No, I'm just kidding. It's fun, dude. Whatever.
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ.
If you celebrate Hanukkah, you're very upset with me.
Oh.
And if you don't celebrate Hanukkah and you're still very upset with me, then you have no sense of humor and you realize that you are a self-righteous fuck.
Well, I'm 75% Jewish.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. I'm just kidding. But did I hurt your feelings at all?
Nope.
Okay, good.
No feelings hurt.
I don't really care either way. I mean,
Just fun.
hey,
Fun.
we're here to have fun. We're also here to let people know on the know. You know what I'm saying? And just talk about the shit that's going on because, holy Christ, and this is the shit that really fucking boils
Grinds
my blood.
my gears.
Yeah, I know. Family Guy.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Yeah.
Chaps my labia.
Chaps the labia. Rosie O'Donnell's labia.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, dude, like our fucking country, right? They do everything so. I mean, we live in such a weird ass fucking time, and like, I don't know what's worse. Like, I don't know. It's back in the Depression, people would kill themselves and all that because you're poor, you're fucked,
Right.
But I think the statistics say that right now we've had more suicides and shit now in today's day and age than there was in the Great Depression. I mean, just look around us. Look what's happening.
Well, mentally and emotionally, like people's like mental health, like it's been down the fucking tubes for a long ass time because everyone's like, we don't give a fuck about your feelings and shit. You suck it up and deal with it. Put your big boy pants on, get your big girl panties on, suck it up and deal with it. Here's a pill that'll make you feel better.
Get your purple strap-on on. Let's fucking go.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And this is life.
This is
Get
life.
fucked.
No, yeah. I mean, look, dude. Like I said last week, the government wants you sick, stupid, and submissive. They want you fucking beaten to the ground so
Agreed.
bad.
Fauci pretty much makes it as a business. When
Where
it
is
comes to
Fauci? I
hospital.
want to know because you don't see that guy anymore.
Do you like we
Hiding away.
Oh yeah.
it was in the news like probably 4 to 5 months ago that he came out and was like, hey, listen, that's 6 feet. We just made that up. We didn't really, there was no science behind that. He said this isn't some fucking tinfoil hat bullshit.
Yeah.
He literally said this on the news and it was just kind of like a buried story, but Google it because it's surely there. That he was just like, yeah, we just sort of made that up.
Shocker!
Yeah.
Oh wow, I could have told you that.
Right.
Like, dude, all this shit that they were talking about. Like, I remember in the beginning, he's like, I don't find any reason to wear a mask, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, got to wear a fucking face diaper this whole time.
Yeah.
And then people were still getting sick.
There's a guy at my local gym that we're almost 5 years to the, he wears a face mask.
Stop.
I've never seen him without it.
I've seen people still wear their face masks. And I'm
Why?
like, why?
I do too,
day.
but very rarely. And it's like, dude,
Dude,
you see these...
you want to know the stupidest thing I've seen?
What do you see?
I think when I was driving, I saw someone in the back, like literally an old man wearing a fucking mask in the car by himself.
Was it a Biden 2020 mask?
Oh my god.
The people in 2024 still wearing a mask, it's like the equivalent of being the person that still is on AOL Instant Messenger. You're like,
Get with
you're
the
still
times.
doing that? And you're like, yeah, man, it's me and
Yeah.
4 people in Oklahoma or something.
Yeah, Oklahoma. The most. It's the most populated state in America, right?
There's some people out there that are just not up to date and don't want to refuse to be engaged into the technical world.
Harold, what was your AOL Instant Messenger? It's the same thing. Instant Messenger name.
M-Balm 2009.
Oh, okay. It's almost like you predicted the show.
Yeah. No, I've run with this name for a while, but shortened it up and made it my own. I think my first one, I was such a fan of The Undertaker think that was one Undertaker 12228 or some shit.
Tombstone 12.
Yeah, that was my first one, and then I upgraded to another one. I was like, I'm never using that one again. I'm making my own, and I was like, fuck it, let's just roll with that. But yeah, dude, it's fucking wild. Like, we have such a polarized society, you know, and it's wild to me because now we're talking about how, and I don't know if you guys are aware, you probably are. I mean, people should be aware. So I would like somebody to try right now to go to Canada with a box of American Fruit Loops and see what happens, because I'm very curious as to what they would say. Because at this point, if you don't know, there's ingredients in our like food, such as Fruit Loops, that is completely illegal and banned in, say, like Canada, Europe.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, why is that? Well, it's because these companies are using cheaper ingredients. This is a faster way for
using
them
a lot of sugar.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, but people are like, well, why is there so much, why is there obesity in America? Why are people getting cancer? Why are, you know what I mean? Like, why is there so much mental health issues happening? Well, take a look at the source. Look at the shit we're putting in our fucking food. What are we consuming here? You know what I'm saying?
Did you know it's actually legal to I think it says an FDA approved and all that shit.
Do we really still believe the FDA approvals?
Right.
Do we?
No, but they said they're like company needs to legally have like 10% of their products be like filled with sugar, and I'm like, are you fucking serious?
It's gross, man. It's fucking
10% of sugar.
I'm sure you obviously heard the study where they had rats and they were giving them cocaine, and then they were giving these other rats sugar, and the rats were way more hooked on the sugar than the cocaine.
Of course.
Yeah, that's so. It's you know what I mean. First of all, the sugar rats don't know how to party like the cocaine rats.
No, of course
Want
not.
to hang out with
right.
those rats. Want to hang out with the cocaine rats. They're writing screenplays,
Oh, yeah.
having a lot of ideas, giving
Snorting
a lot of
cocaine
hugs.
off their girlfriend's ass crack, you know?
Yeah.
Guys, we should just hug right now. We really should just hug right now. I mean, I really like you guys, and I'm kind of feeling the vibe.
Feeling the
We should
vibe.
write
Let's
a
have an orgy.
screenplay. Do you want to start a small business?
Woo! Woo! Let's go.
But it's there's so many. You can Google it. All the everyday foods for us that other countries. Yeah. And it was like bromine and just all this stuff.
All
in
this
it.
garbage.
And
I remember
then
like 12 years ago, I don't know. I used to drink Mountain Dew. That was like my go-to soda. And then like I was looking at the ingredients one day and I'm like, what the fuck is brominated vegetable oil? And it caught my eye because I'm a Fallout fan. I know there's Brahmin.
Oh yeah.
And I made a joke about it. I'm like, oh, there's Brahmin in there. But then I did some research, like, what is this shit? And come to find out that's fire retardant.
So I shouldn't have bought those Brahmin noodles.
No, probably not.
Ramen noodles.
They were cheap.
Dude, it's just, even though it's like they have the wax on them.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're ingesting shit you're not supposed to be putting in your body. But you know what's really fucked up is
man,
like,
you gonna eat your fire blanket?
yeah, my fire blanket, I'm gonna drink it. I'm gonna slurp it up with a straw. At least when there's a forest fire or something, and I happen to be there, I'll be safe because I drank and ate my fire retardant.
Right. It's almost like the salad is what you go to Wegmans and you want to get a $12 salad, which are delicious, but then there's a 99-cent cheeseburger.
I know.
And you're like, okay, so
What's cheaper?
Well, that's the thing. It's done by design. They want you to go with the cheaper source, so that way you keep getting hooked on this stuff. They put chemicals in here. Sugar's one of them because it's an addictive substance. If you don't believe that, well then go ahead and try it, and you'll see. I mean, a lot of people eat sugar and they're always like, "Oh, I have a hard time putting down the donut." So it's like, well, no shit, because there's sugar in it.
Same with carbs.
Yeah. But like, they talk about like all the crops, like rice and grains and all that shit. Well, there's Roundup in that shit, and we're consuming it. And then we have like these microplastics running around in our testicles and our brains and our bloodstream and all that shit. Like, think about that for a moment. Like, how fucked up is that? Like, and we're just like, oh, okay. You don't hear much about that though. You know what you hear in the news? P. Diddy. You hear a lot about P. Diddy.
Oh, it's a distraction.
Justin Bieber.
It's a distraction.
Here's
that's
this.
why.
Look at this. Oh, look what Taylor Swift's doing. She's spreading her legs open for this guy. Who cares? I don't care. I care about what I'm consuming. I care about what my family's consuming. My neighbors.
But it's like that They Live, that movie They Live.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
seen it?
No,
Have you
I never
They
seen
Live?
that.
It's great. It's a John Carpenter. It's probably 6 years maybe after Halloween,
Okay.
and it's got Roddy Piper
Oh, nice. All right.
bringing it back to wrestling.
Yeah.
Anyways, he there's this alien race that is pretty much in charge of the entire U.S. and we don't know about it. But Roddy Piper gets these glasses and he puts them on and he can see the aliens. So like, if a sign's like "Drink Coca-Cola," you put on the glasses, it says "Obey."
Yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah. So it's really like that. I mean, the movie was satire in what 1982 or whenever it came out, but it's super accurate. Like they don't.
There's a message. Yeah.
3 companies control all the news media. Like,
Right. Everyone's like, oh, you watch CNN, that's a shitty news source. Or, oh, you watch Fox, that's not a real news source. It's like they're all not news sources. They're all propaganda.
Right.
Like
Fox especially.
Well, they're all fucked up. Like they're all just like, yeah, they're all like, it's like religion, for instance, right?
They're endorsed as a news media, but they are not a actual media. Like
they're
no
state
news
television.
Media. Exactly.
I mean.
Yeah.
CNN pushes whoever the Democrats are, and then Fox
pushes the Republicans. Yeah. And it's like it's a nonstop cycle of people pointing the finger. Oh, you're a call, or no, you're the. It's like, dude, you're all the same. You're all one and the same.
And I'm the one that doesn't even watch like any of the news, and I'm like watching from both sides. Like I watch local news and all that shit, and I'm just like watching from a distance. I'm like, yeah, no, I could see through all the bullshit right now. And it's like,
I only get my news from carrier pigeons because they're the most unbiased.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I have one usually drop me a fucking letter off once in a while. If I'm driving around, he just comes.
Right.
He comes hovering over the fucking car, and I just open the window and say, "Thanks,
And
bitch."
you're like,
it's okay. Yeah.
Kamala Harris is leading the poll. Thanks, fella. And then you slap him on the ass, and he goes and gets you another headline.
Yeah.
Maggie Smith died. What?
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Patty Smith.
Maggie Smith.
Oh.
Dame Maggie Smith.
Maggie Moo's Bloody Cum Stains.
She was in.
Remember that song?
Oh my god. She was in. She was Professor McGonagall in Harry Potter. She was Wendy.
She just recently
Hooked.
passed. Yeah.
Yeah,
She recently passed.
I'm so sad to hear that though.
I'm sad that I'm sad about that. That sucks. Don't get me wrong, but it sucks right now that this hurricane is destroying people's homes or lives. Look, here we go. And then here's an article, or here's a New York Post cover. Con before the storm. Fed says there's no money left for hurricanes after it spent 1.4 billion on immigrants.
Have you seen the AI? Someone posted AI photos of
Yeah.
And there was one with Donald Trump in
Yep,
it, and everyone's
in
like,
the water.
and every Republican is like, yeah, Donald
No,
Trump.
take it down. It's
do
fucking
you know
fake.
that's fake?
It's fake.
That's AI. Like, are you? And people are like super like dumbfounded. I'm like that.
But
see,
here's the problem.
That's fucking sheep.
But
that's sheep.
But here's the
thinking.
problem. But here's the thing. Like AI is getting to that point where now it's almost believable.
I love that Donald Trump isn't letting his 9 fingers on one hand stop him
Yeah.
from treading through the water to save those kittens.
Yeah, right. Like I saw that. I was like, and I'm reading the comments. I'm seeing like all the Republican comments, and I'm like, you sound like fucking sheep.
When they're posting, like, you should
see. This is why I choose. See, there's 3 types of people in the world: shepherd, the sheep, and the wolf.
And the
Which one are
horny
you?
farmer watching it all go down.
I'm the wolf at this point.
I'm Clint Eastwood saying, "Get the fuck off my lawn, dude."
Yeah.
Pretty
I'm
much.
in my old man era. I don't give a shit, man. Like, I don't even care, because like, everyone is out there just doing their own thing, and they don't care who the fuck they hurt. They don't give a shit whose feelings they fucking destroy. They don't care who's getting affected by their actions. Nobody cares. And you got this government here that's like, let's just spill all this fucking money into countries and all these other different things going on. Let's fund wars. But our own people that just got devastated by a hurricane, you're only worth $750 each.
Yeah.
Hope you know that. Oh, please vote for me, by the way. like,
no one-
like, wait a minute.
This is by design. It's like not.
Of course,
now,
it's by design.
Now we're not going to want to vote for you, but we're going to vote for the other team. And now,
But what's up with this other shit that I'm seeing? Like, they're almost they are preventing people from like coming in and helping. I mean, the only one that actually fucking did anything right now is Dolly Parton. She just donated $1 million towards the relief and all that stuff.
Hey, would you still fuck Dolly Parton?
I mean,
I would.
how
Be
much is in
honest.
her bank account?
I would.
But how much is in her bank account?
She's not Dolly Parton, the superstar. She's Darla Partridge, the waitress at Denny's.
At Denny's, yeah.
And you're like, damn, that old lady's been there for so long.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I'd throw the dick at her.
Does she?
I tap that.
But hey, does
But
she,
I'm talking now, and that's not normal. That's
yeah.
not normally. I would be like, oh no.
no?
But I'd fuck Dolly Parton
You would?
I
For
would.
free?
I would.
for oh yeah, and I wouldn't pay for it.
Oh, you wouldn't pay for it. No, you just like fuck it. No,
No.
I'm saying you don't get any money.
I get nothing.
You get nothing.
but the joy of rocking an old lady's bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would.
Do you think it would feel bony?
I don't even know.
Like
See,
grabbing the hips, you know what I'm saying?
from
like,
a curiosity perspective.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah, I think I would.
yeah, you'd fucking go for it. Would you go down on her? Austin, what about you? What say you, sir?
Depends. Is she trimmed or is she like? Is it a full bush?
Oh, I'm sure she's
or is it like?
All right.
Did she bikini
She
wax?
just got done working 9 to 5, and she's sweaty as hell.
as a waitress.
As a waitress.
That's a
Denny's waitress.
That's a seasoned meat.
Denny's, yeah. Yeah.
You'd be like, I'm here to give you the wham bam, thank you, ma'am slam.
The wake up slam, grand slam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come to Pound Town.
I'm going to be honest, though. I think I would. Even though she's completely plastic surgery enhanced.
How old is she now? She's got to be what, 80?
I don't know. If only you were sitting in front of the fucking computer.
She's
Well, you have a Google in front of you too.
She's 70. She's like what? I think.
No,
she's
I mean
like
you have it on the computer.
72.
Yeah, does it work?
yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's
I'm
gotta
pretty
be
sure she's got to be 70s or close to 80.
I'm trying to give the engagement more to you guys too, because it's not fair to have you guys not be involved.
78 years old.
All right, so she's
Close.
78 years old.
Also,
I was close.
hold on. Also 78 years old. Cher.
Oh no, I wouldn't fuck I wouldn't fuck her with your dick, man.
Well, but you know who's 91? Willie Nelson.
Hey, Willie Nelson's the man.
Let's see.
Willie Nelson's the man.
78, right? 78.
Yeah. Fucking
Listen.
78 years old. All right, okay.
Damn.
So, say you're getting it on with her, right?
With Cher or Dolly Parton?
Either one. Which one do you want? You choose.
Man,
Go ahead.
I'm choosing Dolly Parton.
I can only become so aroused, fellas.
Don't get me wrong. I love Cher, but
Yeah, you do.
uh,
Send her love letters.
nah.
Yeah.
Do you believe in love after love?
And I'm not saying. I'm just saying it'd be like I wouldn't. It'd just be a curiosity. Like all the stars align, and you're like, well, I'm here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I'm here.
But curiosity
We're
kills
here.
the cat.
We'll get used to it.
All right, there, Family Guy.
I'm being honest. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
I'm saying I would where
Yeah.
a lot of people, oh, I would never. I'm like, you're there. It's a situation, Dolly Parton. It's like I'm 78, and you're like, yeah, no, normally I would not do this, but
Okay, so you say you're in the middle of it, right? And then you find out that she passes away during this action. Do you continue on, or do you just get the fuck up out of there? Now, that's a good question, right?
Now, see if you continue on, you're considered necrophiliac.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But here's the
Right.
thing: like you're in the middle of the action, right? And it's a downer to find out that she dies.
Died of a fucking heart attack.
And it's like, oh shit! Now they're gonna look at me as the murderer, like I killed her and shit. So like, now,
yeah, that you know what that would be, and it's not like your
I'm
DNA isn't
pretty
all over
sure
the place.
there's
yeah. Whoops! How do you get rid of that?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a law or there's like a cases where like
Did you just sex crime Dolly Parton? You're like, no.
Oh God! Oh no! SVU! Here comes Stabler.
hey, you know what? There's always sexual fixations that
Yeah, there's a lot of 'em.
where like that shit happened. I mean, like someone has to end up in the hospital.
Well, did you hear? Do you remember that show, 1,000 Ways to Die?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had
yeah.
that. They had that couple, I think, from Japan.
Yeah,
or
I think
something
that's
like that.
one. I think that's one of them.
And they held off all this time before they had sex. They got married, and then they're like, okay, let's fucking have sex. And they have sex, and they both fucking die of a heart attack
At the same time.
at the same fucking time.
That's cool.
They get to the top of the mountain, and that's it. It's like
That's
it's like
cool.
it's like Mount Everest.
Well,
We all got to go out, man.
yeah.
that's what a way to go out. Talk about the Mile High Club.
Going out with a bang.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's,
Literally.
You know what?
With a bang.
I would be okay with that.
Yeah. No big deal, right?
We all got to die. I mean,
Yeah.
better than what I mean.
Well, hey, at
Death
least
by snoo snoo, man.
Well, no, but at least they didn't die virgins, right? At least they, had some action before they fucking passed on, right?
Do you know in Japan? This is true. They have vending machines that sell panties, used panties.
Yes.
But
Yes, I
don't
did
get-
hear about this.
Don't get
Used, not new.
No, that's the allure, right? But don't get too excited because all it actually is women's panties with the water from tuna fish cans.
That's
You can't make
disgusting.
this up. So yeah, you just learned
That's
something new today.
Funny.
Oh, Japan, what a wild place.
Hey, you know what?
Hey, you know what? Japan's fucking smart. What do you mean? They're very smart.
It's a wild. I would love
Some
to
of
go
their
there.
products are like ingenious.
No, they really are technologically more
place.
advanced than our country. If you look at like even their food, right? Now we might
Their
go over,
food's fucking amazing.
but we might go over there and say, "Oh, wow, this food's different. It's weird." But I guarantee you, it's probably more healthy for you than the shit we're consuming here. And like I said, man, we've got fucking food dyes to make it look pretty for the kids, to give that the allure to the children, right? And then they add the shit.
They eat
the
a lot of
sugar.
fish.
They're not like an obese country. Those Asian countries.
No, they
No, they're
freaking
smart. They know what the fuck.
No,
they're
they're
all-
very fucking fit.
They're
yeah.
all fit.
yeah, as you should.
I think it's actually they're supposed to be, or I think that's like a food law, or
They're eating fish and rice and fresh food, and they're growing their own food and
Yeah.
stuff like
it's
that.
on an island too. So yeah,
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like you look at that stuff and you're like, okay, why can't we do that? Why can't we also not have all these additives and all these crazy, weird named ingredients in our food? And
Also, too,
sorry, I was gonna say, have you guys seen the McDonald's menu over there? Like, especially like in Germany or in Japan, it's completely different than American.
it's different. Yeah, absolutely.
It's completely different. Like no, like not like even like a burger like what we eat. Their burger is actually more healthier than us.
yeah.
something
It's not pink slime.
that is uniquely American is the portions.
Yeah.
That when other people, I've had friends come over here from England, and they're like, I cannot believe that
know.
that's lunch.
Yeah.
They're like, that's like 2 or 3 meals. I'm like,
Literally.
well, your food sucks and your teeth suck.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Have yourself some Red Robin, bitch.
Somebody said
USA.
well, somebody said that they don't put fluoride in their water. That's why their teeth is their teeth are all. I wouldn't say all. Not all of them are bad. I would say that somebody says, "Oh yeah, fluoride's not in their water source, so they don't have. That's why their teeth aren't like that." But I would venture to say that that's a bullshit statement, because fluoride, it's in our water source, and look how many fucking people have messed up teeth. Granted, they're all fucking on meth or some weird ass drug, but the fact of the matter is, I really don't see it doing that much. Mm-hmm. But again, I don't want chemicals in my fucking water. I want water. I don't want water with all these crazy ass fucking chemicals like Aquafina, or no, I'm sorry, not Aquafina. Dasani, yeah. Like, oh, they have all these weird things in it.
Dasani,
It's like,
yeah.
why? Why do you have that in there? Just give me purified water.
And once again, like a decision that we would all like to make, but it was, no, you guys are getting shit water. You're like, that's not fair. Who do we talk to about this? No one. Fuck you. You're going to get thirsty. Suck my dick.
I want to see the manager.
Yeah, exactly.
much.
Can I talk to the manager of the faucet? You know what I mean? It's like, what are you going to do? You're fucked.
You're not going to do anything. You're
I
just
need
going
to talk to Mother Nature about this water bullshit.
Dude, it's astounding to me though how we go from, and I don't care what anyone says. We're not like, I don't know. We're not superheroes, right? So again, we go back to spilling all
Speak
these.
for yourself.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I bet like we're not superheroes in the sense of like we're going to save all these countries, but yet we can't save our own fucking people. Like again, we can save people here in America by getting rid of these nasty, egregious ingredients. We can spend more money on these hurricane relief funds. Something.
Well, it's a business like anything else.
Exactly.
That's why, I'm not, once again, I'm not putting any side out. I'm just saying that with all these people, how come there's assault rifles and kids have access to it and this isn't right? And the politicians are like, we're going to put a stop to this. And the NRA lobbyists are like, hey, let me see your pocket for a sec.
Yeah, they love
Throw
that.
some cash in there. And then they're like, yeah, we'll do our best. I mean, stuff never gets, it's a cash grab. I mean, that's
It's all
why,
it is.
I mean, how long did they know how horrible cigarettes were for you before they did anything?
Right.
Big tobacco lobbyists.
Yeah.
Like, if you watch those old, like, 50s movies or whatever, there's like a doctor, like, let me ash my cigarette and then deliver a baby.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Cigarette cancer deniers, man. That was a thing though.
Yeah.
People were like, "Oh no, cigarettes don't cause cancer," and then eventually it got put out there like, "Oh no, they do." And now obviously it's a different world.
Right.
Cancer stick, pretty much.
Yeah.
The FDA had a dearly allotted recommendation of cigarettes back in the day. So there you go. That's You can trust the FDA, right?
Oh yeah, FDA approval is completely a
and
sealed deal.
And here's the thing that like really pisses me off, like about the whole like cigarettes and all that shit. Like, okay, now weed is legal and all that shit, and 420 friendly, and they say weed is a little bit better, is actually a little bit better than fucking tobacco, and everyone's and. You know, the whole propaganda about, oh, weed's bad. Blah.
Well,
but it's like I've had so many boomers that will sit there and say, you know, oh, don't ever smoke weed. Weed's bad for you, blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't be doing it. Yet they're smoking a fucking cigarette every fucking day and drinking like a sailor. And I'm like, You say I'm gonna die soon, but you're smoking a cancer stick and drinking alcohol.
Real talk, nothing's good for you.
Right, and that's what I wanted to get to. Like, I don't smoke or anything like that, so whatever. But it's not that you're gonna die, Austin. It's that that whole like stereotype from Reefer Madness. Like,
Yeah,
you're like, oh,
I
you
think
know,
that's stupid.
it's like when that guy was down in Florida 12 years ago. The homeless guy that was on some fucking weird bath salts, and he was eating this guy's face or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that was
Remember that?
bath salt, not fucking.
Well, but they
weed.
said that they found marijuana in his system, and they're like, oh, they were trying to play off that whole thing, like, oh no, he was high on weed. We didn't find anything else in his system. Like that doesn't. I mean, yeah, you're gonna down a cheeseburger or a taco from Taco Bell or some bullshit, but you're not gonna fucking go out and go, that guy looks tasty out there. I'm gonna eat his fucking face off.
I don't feel cannibal about when I'm high as shit. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, but it's like
oh my god, I just smoked Cannibalist.
Yeah,
and
now I'm
I
eating
ate your
people.
face.
Yeah.
Oh, this one said Cannibalist. That's why I just instead of eating fucking Taco Bell, I want to eat dudes' faces.
Yeah, I mean, it's just to me when I hear shit like that, it's like obviously that's propaganda. People listen to this shit and they're like, oh yeah, But when you're around people like that have smoked weed, you don't see them going ape shit ballistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's that's what they want you to believe, though. They want you to believe that, oh, that's what it does to you. I've seen people really act belligerent when they're fucking drinking alcohol, and yet that's been legal a long time. Not all this time, but a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, again, this has to go back. It goes back to what I was saying before in past episodes. If you can't handle these things, you're better off not really touching the stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
the problem
it's on your fault, not us.
with alcohol being legal forever. I mean, they had the 10 years in the with the 30s where it wasn't, but with alcohol being illegal forever and weed wasn't, it's basically just it all comes down to the government couldn't figure out a way to regulate it. Yeah, because they want their piece.
That's exactly.
You know what I mean? And they're like, it's a fucking plant. How can you regulate up? So there's no way to regulate it. But lo and behold, they made it legal because they found a way to have dispensaries. And it's like, oh yeah, weed's legal now. And it's like that makes it uncool to me. I don't know why. Like, I don't smoke weed or anything, but it's like it's uncool now. Like, I can do this, and the government says it's fine, and I went to the government approved dispensary. It's like, man, it was cooler when it was just like, kids today have no idea. They weren't like fucking ducking down behind a parked car because you saw a cop, and you're like, oh, you know what I mean? You don't,
smoking out of an apple core.
You didn't earn it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
You've done this?
you didn't smoke out of a freaking empty Coca-Cola can.
Yeah, crush the top down.
Yep.
Or you're like, oh my god, I know how my mom's never gonna find me smoking weed in my room. You get the paper towel with the dryer sheets.
Yeah, the boof. Yeah, boofing it. Yes, boofs. Yeah,
not boofing it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Smoking out of your ass. Yeah. That's how you. That's
I'm
one way
sorry,
ticket to getting high without even waiting for the high, right?
Right.
I'm high off my ass.
Literally. I feel so good. Nah, it's just crazy, man. You just talked about kids and all that today and all that, and I was just thinking, man. Back in the day, we played outside, whatnot, and I never had a cast, but there's a lot of people, a lot of kids in school that had casts. Like, you go in there and it's like a fucking hospital, right?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Nowadays, it's like nobody gets hurt anymore because they're on their fucking phone, they're on their tablet, and now everyone's got
no one's being a kid.
Yeah, nobody's being a kid. Well, that's the thing, though. Everyone's protected by like all these little, bubble wraps and all that shit because they're on tablets and all that. So now it's mental illness. They're all getting, instead of breaking bones, they're breaking hearts. And now you see every fucking kid, Tom, Dick, and Harry, who's a kid, with like service animals, like anxiety animals.
I actually remember having a cast when I was like, I think it was like 4th grade.
Yeah, but it was just, instead of going into school and seeing kids with casts and shit, now you see them with like service dog. service flamingo, fucking, service snake, maybe
Service
yeah,
iguana.
yeah, service, tarantula, anything. It's like a fucking zoo there now. You go to school, it's a zoo. They got litter boxes in the bathroom. They got kids with service animals. Nobody knows what's going on anymore. Who the hell needs to go to the zoo anymore? You just go to school. It's just, it's like
my emotional support crocodile.
yeah. Komodo dragon. My emotional support Komodo dragon is gonna swallow the fucking teacher up. What do I care?
My emotional support tiger.
But it's like, dude, these kids are so like safe now, and unfortunately, with like the tablets and shit, like, yeah, back in the day we had like Nintendo.
Yeah, we had like Nintendo.
We had Nintendo,
NES,
and then later on down the road we had computers in our homes.
We had DSs.
Yeah, but the thing is though, is we weren't tied to a thing to our
we
hip
did
all the time.
We did other stuff too.
Yeah, but these kids they're missing out. They're not going to know how to talk to each other.
That's why if you have a toddler right now, the best thing you can do is just fist fight your toddler every day, and that way he's trained, hardened for the world.
Yeah,
and then one day he's gonna give you a submission hold, and you're like, the student has become the teacher.
What did I do to raise Chris Benoit?
Yeah, exactly. Oh no. Oh no.
You're fucking
That's great.
You
Great reference. This is like the third
That's a good
wrestling
reference.
Yeah, third ref. Yeah. So you get a playpen that's in the shape of an octagon, right? Like UFC. And now you're fucking.
God.
Now you're found. You buy your wife or significant other just face first in the floor in the middle of the octagon as your son or daughter is giving you the crippler crossface, like the rabid Wolverine. Daddy wasn't for real enough. God. No, but it's just like, dude, I think it's a disservice to kids to just sit them in front of a tablet and just let the tablet raise them. Because parents...
It's lazy parenting,
But that's just
honestly.
it. Parents are like 20-something years old, 30-something years old, just going, it'll be fine. Too busy eating, munching on my carpet over here while you, kiddo, here's the tablet. Me and mom are going to go in the fucking bedroom and we're going to have some Fruit Loops.
2 words. You get yourself some money, get the kid out of your hair. 2 words. You ready for it? Dark web.
Dark web, yeah. I've been on there. Have you been on there?
I've always wanted.
It looks like
stupid, but like, I would love to see what the dark web is.
It literally...
Never been into the dark web.
You never been on there?
No.
It literally looks like Wikipedia.
That makes sense.
There's a whole bunch of... I'm not going to go too in-depth with it, but I saw some really fucking crazy things. Like, you hear about the dark web, and you're like, oh, yeah, it's got some really, crazy shit on it.
Fucked up shit.
Like, people are like, oh, yeah, they sell information and all that, but when you go on there and you see it for your fucking self and you're firsthand looking at things, links, websites that you can't access through regular internet, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, you can hire like hitmen and
Yeah,
stuff
dude.
like that.
You could buy people's stolen credit card numbers on there. You can literally pay people to like sell you some really fucking crazy videos and shit. And
Right.
I wasn't gonna fucking do this stuff, obviously, but I was looking at it and I'm like,
from a curiosity factor.
Yeah.
Once again, the same honesty of the guy who tells you he would bang Dolly Parton if in a right situation. Yeah. Also, yeah, I have a morbid curiosity. Doesn't mean I'm gonna like start clicking. I mean, obviously there's stuff that's on there that I'm not interested in, but just from curiosity, like what the fuck is on this thing? Because you hear the dark web. So people are lying to you if you're like, do you want to see what the dark web is? I'll go over to my computer right now. I got it dialed up. No, I must leave. Do not open that.
Yeah.
Curiosity. You're like, what the fuck is on this thing?
and the link to get there changes very sporadically. Like it'll change and then like you have to go. I forgot how I even found it, but
Not the dark web, I swear.com.
like I won't even explain to you how I got it. I will say it wasn't Windows operating software,
Right.
but this is when I was deep into learning computers in that sense.
Sure.
Nothing illegal, but just I was curious. So when I accessed the dark web and I saw that it looked like Wikipedia, my first thought was, this is fucking lame. I'm like, this is it? Like, this is the dark web? It looks like Wikipedia. It's just a white page with all these...
Links. And
Yeah,
stuff,
like, I'm like,
hyperlinks.
okay, what is this? Like, you know what I mean? So then you start clicking on it, and you're like, oh yeah, you can buy this person's identification and steal their ID for like $600. That's cool. I guess I could do that, but I'm not going to. Like, you know what I mean?
Hire a hitman. And all
But
that.
that's the thing. Like, those things are on there, and it's no joke. Like when you hear this stuff, it's real and it's there and it's scary. It's downright scary. You hear these data breaches, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had this happen to myself, where I had my identification stolen. Somebody had claimed unemployment while I was still employed. Now, how the fuck does that happen? I have no idea, but it did. And it took me over a year to get this thing situated, because we would try to do our tax returns, and they're like, "Oh no, we took all that money because you had unemployment." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And like, "No, you were on unemployment." I go, "I was never on unemployment my entire life, especially in the year 2021. I was employed." Right. Now, how the fuck does the state do that? So, the state, right? New York State's supposed to be, uptight. They have a clean, a tight ship we're running here. Everything's secure.
Right.
And they fucking let somebody just waltz right on in and collect a fucking unemployment paycheck. How? How do you do that? And the guy that's being claimed to have this unemployment is employed. Wouldn't you know that with your social security number? Wouldn't you call that company and say, "Hey, doesn't so-and-so work here?" And they'd, of course, say, "Hell yeah, he works here. He's been working here for 60 hours a week." And then New York State should be like, "Oh, okay, then we have something wrong here." But instead, New York State's just like, whatever. We'll just pay this person. Plus, at that time, they had the COVID relief, $600 on top of the unemployment. So this guy was walking out there with not only the initial unemployment pay, but an extra $600.
Right.
Like, what? And New York State's just like, whatever. Let him have it. And then the real person, aka me, gets fucked in the end when I'm trying to get our tax return. They're like, "Nah, you don't get that." Eventually, like I said, it took over a year to get it, but I got it. But it's like, how?
Right.
Our government's so screwed.
Mm-hmm.
But
To tell me about it. I mean, like, I'm working for the. Even I'm working for the fucking feds, and we've been having issues like
look
a
at this guy.
motherfucker.
Look at this guy. We're talking shit about the government here. He's sitting in here.
I'm working for them. Yeah. You want
a fed? You fucking fed?
I'm not a
man?
fed.
You're a
but-
fed? Where's the fucking wire, dude? Oh wait, we're streaming live.
I mean, yeah, no, I see the bullshit that, I mean, like, even our fucking offices are getting, like, shit when it comes to the computers and shit. We don't even have our, like, even in my office, we don't even have our own Wi-Fi.
What do you do for the government?
So I'm an assistant recording clerk at the county clerk's office. So I basically do, like, I cashier, like, document papers and shit like that. I have to, like, docket and cashier, like, legal documents like deeds, mortgages, court paperwork, criminal records, divorces, you name it. So, yeah, I do all the, I mean, I see like all the freaking like mug shots. Like I see all the, how much does this person owe and all that? Yeah, all that good stuff, all the nitty gritty.
Is there like HIPAA?
Oh, yeah.
For your, like a HIPAA version of... Because, yeah, you would think so.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you're not supposed to, like, obviously release anyone's records. Like, oh, if you know this, you see this person's name, you're like, oh, I heard your husband is, like, in jail for this or whatever. It's like you can't really talk about that. But that's, like, common sense. It's like, why the fuck do I need to know and why the fuck should I care?
Common sense, not so common these days.
Yeah, that's
Talk about common sense.
That's fair. That's fair.
But like, holy shit, man. We do live in a weird ass society where people are just like, yeah, I get this. Like, it's common sense. Like, no, it's not. Because people, if people had common sense, you wouldn't be seeing things like this. Like, what the fuck is this?
That's
Jesus
AI. That's
Christ.
AI. That's AI, right? That's got to be AI.
I don't know. I did look at that, and I don't believe this is AI.
That's like military grade fucking.
It could be AI. I don't know, but I do know that there was people out there at one point carrying AR-15s and shit. Like, that is a Chick-fil-A cup, though. I gotta say, like,
look at his beard. That looks rendered. Like, look at his whole beard area.
A little bit.
He kind of looks like a Pixar fat guy.
Yeah.
Pixar fat guy.
Yeah, but
Family Guy.
That's a like, dude's got like a
Coming from Pixar Studios, Rolly.
Yo, Santa Claus is going out hunting.
Yeah, he's going out hunting and gutting. I mean, look at that gut, dude. Look at those guts.
That's AI, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't believe that's real at all.
I don't know. It's really shitty quality, but that is a Chick-fil-A cup, which makes me question it. But you know what, though? The thing is, though, is like people are out there fucking carrying AR-15s out in the open, and they're like, "Oh, it's because I have the right." It's like, dude,
sounds like that looks like something a zookeeper would fucking carry around, like, no problem.
Oh yeah, that guy. He'd be out there fucking going to Chick-fil-A, he'd be, I mean, this guy would go out strapped to the teeth, right?
Especially with a gun like that. Fuck yeah.
He would do that totally.
But
He hasn't done it, but I mean, I'm sure he's.
So I love guns. Okay, I love like shooting guns, like for sport and all
Fucking
that stuff,
narc.
like targets and all that stuff. That's fun.
You like shooting up targets?
Well,
I told you, don't let this guy walk into a Walmart.
Yeah.
no, not like that. Jesus Christ, not like that.
God
like
damn.
At a gun range.
Keep him away from the
obviously.
grocery stores.
Yeah.
At a gun range.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just saying.
He's like, oh yeah, I love going to the Target store and shooting them.
up targets.
Not like that. Jesus Christ.
God.
But like like people that walk in like straight up with like a military grade like, oh yeah, we're just came out to hunt. And I'm like, dude, you look like you're going out for war, dude. Like what the
War on high prices.
Yeah, right. Like
war on the next
economic
fucking
climate.
war on the next Big Mac, and who's gonna pay for the next Big Mac?
Yeah, that's all right. Everybody's just doing their own thing these days, carrying around AR-15s, getting unnecessary
I should be carrying up my swords. Shit.
unnecessary ingredients in their cereals and shit. Everything's fine. Everything's going good, guys. Oh, and by the way, there's another hurricane coming.
Oh, is there?
Same fucking path, and that's why FEMA said they don't have enough funds for this.
Yeah, but we're not doing anything to fuck up our weather, and
No,
our planet and our environment.
Not us, no.
Oh no.
So here's unfortunately a tragedy from Hurricane Helene. 7-year-old and his grandparents were waiting on the roof, and then of course you know what happens, right? I mean, they fucking got swept away, and his mother was there too, the grandparents' daughter. She survived. The other 3 drowned. And unfortunately, this is the reality of the storms, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the reality, and people are like, oh yeah, And so like I was reading this article. This is from Daily Mail. Heartbreaking final words of 7-year-old boy before he was swept away in floodwaters.
I think it was.
God damn, that's fucking savage. But it said a little boy cried, "Jesus, save me," moments before he was swept to death by Hurricane Helene floods in North Carolina. And I was going through the comments.
Jesus was like, "Get wrecked, poser." No.
Jesus is like, you know what? I got to teach you a lesson, kid.
Yeah.
This is a lesson.
Listen, this is. I'm gonna show you God's love and fucking drown you.
Yeah.
Oh, religion, you're the worst. But go ahead. I train
I want
wrecked
to
you.
see. I want to see this fucking comment.
When I was going through the comments, I see this. God wanted you to be with him at home in heaven. May your spotless soul rest in peace with the Almighty God. Amen. Like, this is the kind of shit I just go, really? This person decided.
You wish
This person
death upon
decided.
someone.
Well, this is the thing. This person decided. Yeah, you know that guy up there, the mythical god with the long flowy hair and the long ass beard. He said, "Fuck you, 7-year-old. You're coming home with me."
Yeah.
Like, what?
Can you believe Aunt Edna burned alive in a house fire?
Yeah.
But on her nightstand was her Bible, not a singe on it. Praise be to God.
Well, hey, but but you know what though? At least they learn their lessons in these
Okay,
tragedies,
can
right?
I-
They learn a very valuable lesson. Don't fuck with God.
Okay, I got something to say about this
Yeah?
because like
Go
this
ahead.
whole thing is just like that whole comment like kind of reminds me. It reminds me of you remember the movie Dracula, the one with Gary Oldman,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay,
He's an old man
real
now.
real quick tip. If you're Googling Gary Oldman, don't forget the R.
sure someone
Anyways, yes, no, I got that. No, but remember that movie? Okay, so the first scene, when he loses his wife, is saying, the priest literally said it screams the same energy as this comment. So we know that you're the love of your life, the one that you've known for all your life, the love of your life, just died. But we just want to give you a quick reminder that according to God's law, she's damned for all eternity. She's not going to be in heaven when you die.
So drop $50 in the collection plate.
Yeah. So
leave me a Yelp review.
Send a donation for spreading the word of God, basically. And you wonder why Dracula became fucking dark as hell. It's like, now, you know what? I get it. I fucking get it.
Hell's dark. I thought it was lit up by all the flames.
I'm going to. This is a true story because you can't make this stuff up.
That's what it sounds like, by the way, when an old person falls to their death. Right?
So, but this is the Mormons are a wild lot. This is this is the Mormons do. They got
Oh yeah, I did
loopholes,
see about
Yeah.
this one.
loopholes to get around premarital sex.
Yeah.
And I'm going to explain this one to you.
Oh, I've heard about this one.
Oh, I've seen this one.
Some Mormon teens have convinced themselves that putting a penis in a vagina and then not moving is not sex. That's called soaking.
It's
Hold
just
on.
soaking.
No.
Marinating.
We aren't done, fellas.
Oh, okay.
Jump humping
Ooh.
is when you get someone to jump on the bed next to you, soaking, to get some friction going without you technically causing the movement.
God's like, you know what? Okay, Johnny, you can, or Jebediah, or whatever these fucking people's names are. Oh, it's okay. You got your dick inside of her. You're not thrusting. It doesn't count. Oh, and that person jumping on the bed doesn't count either because you're not willingly doing this. This is just happening by accident.
Right.
You just happened to stumble upon a vagina and your dick just got wet, and now you're soaking. You're marinating in a puss.
We can't have sex. We can't have sex until your epileptic sister's on top of the mattress with us.
So, you know, I heard this. So I've dealt with Amish people.
Right.
You know, like I've dealt with Amish people in my last, job or whatever, and they're great people. I've never
Yeah.
had, they're all respectable. I mean, I don't know what the hell they do behind closed doors. That's their fucking thing. But I heard somebody say that they had somebody that went on, was it Rumspringer? They went on Rumspringer and they went fucking ballistic, but they ended up just saying, fuck this, I'm never going back to Amish world again. And then they claim that in order to, their loophole is, because they deal with a lot of animals, like farm animals, their loophole is they fuck the animals, and that's how they get off. It doesn't count with a person, apparently. They just get off with
So
the animals.
bestiality.
I don't know if it's
basically.
true or not. I'm not going to sit here and verify that, but I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised.
This
No,
this
I wouldn't
Thanksgiving
be
turkey
surprised.
tastes really salty.
Salty. Ooh, yeah. Justin Nominee says, Jebediah. What's up, brothers? Now he
Miss
is
you, buddy.
He is a part of. He's got his own podcast. He's also a part of the Bogart podcast. We were on his show a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, dude. And so, like, yeah,
Cool people.
Yeah, they're great people. What is going on with these religions? Why are we jumping through loops to have sex when we could just say fuck it? Literally, fuck it.
Right.
What are we doing?
Because
What are we doing?
it's, anything fun or whatever, the church is like, oh. And I feel as a society, we've moved beyond the need for church and stuff. Religion was great when it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where's the sun go?
When it
sun
meant
is angry,
something.
so we have to have a sacrifice to the sun to get it to come back. And you're like,
We haven't
You know,
had rain in like 12 days. We need rain.
right. It was useful then for explaining the mysteries of the world that you couldn't understand. And now we're like, oh yeah, the earth goes around the sun and then it comes back. And the sun comes back on, and the next day. So we have all the reason to explain that. So we still don't need to be like, God loves every one of you.
Yeah.
But if you fuck before you're married,
You're fucking done.
you're
dead.
You're done.
And that 7-year-old. Did he
Fuck
fuck
you.
before he died?
And if you
Is that why Jesus didn't save him?
and if you have like tattoos and under 6 feet tall, you'll fuck you.
Jesus, this guy's savage.
I heard some crazy bullshit where it's like I think short people end up in hell or
well, I was
something like
gonna
that.
say-
I'm like,
Wasn't yesterday or the other day short people throw a short person day?
yeah, It's,
Well, let's go. Let's
You
Toss
must
a
be
mid-
this
toss a
tall to
midget.
go to heaven. It's like they come out and they're like, oh man.
They're like,
oh,
oh,
you
shit.
Maybe
man,
next year.
You missed the bar, man. Oh, next time.
If you're under 5'6", you're in the fucking deep end. Get the fuck out of here.
Bad news, you can't ride the jackrabbit. Even worse news, it's really warm. Like it's short. Must be this tall.
It must be very tall in order to ride this ride.
Do you remember when you were first tall enough to ride a ride that, like the previous year, you'd gone to the park? Is this a uniquely me memory? If it is, I'm sorry, but
Maybe not. I don't know.
just I remember the fucking elation of being tall enough. Like, oh, I'm finally tall enough to ride the jackrabbit at Seabreeze or whatever. Like, because they have the height thing, and like I remember the year before being like trying to stand up, and the next year I was like, I'm tall enough.
Yeah, I was always scared to not go on roller coasters and stuff like that, just because my short ass would have flung out of the freaking seat.
No, here's the thing. Like, remember that whole thing at Darien Lake? The fucking guy who had
the no legs.
he had
legs.
one. Didn't he have no legs and also part of his ass cheek just missing? So
and he went on the Superman.
He went on the Superman, and so like he was very insistent, like, no, I want to go on this thing. You know, he had his nephew sitting on the side of him and all that. So they go up the fucking thing, right? And you know that drop on the Superman, right? It's fucking steep, man. You go down there. He didn't even fucking fly off that then. So they go up the second hill, and that's when it happens. He just lifts right up off the seat.
That's the basis for the hit song by Three Doors Down.
Yeah.
If you have no legs, then you cannot ride the Superman. or however the song goes.
Yeah, that's Joyce's favorite song.
If I go crazy, then you still call me Superman.
And the nephew's like, well, where are you going? It's not over yet. What are you doing? Uncle, get back here.
You know what? I'll see. I'm going to go grab cotton candy. I'll see you at the
I'll
bottom.
be back. Save the seat for me.
God damn.
And everyone's like, oh, no, it's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a guy falling from the Superman.
That's the real Superman right there.
We're going to hell, guys.
That's all right.
Hey, look, Uncle can fly.
Hey, I didn't know you had that feature. Mom always said you were fun, but didn't tell me you could fly.
Oh, man.
Oh, we're going to
My
hell.
friends always said you were pretty fly for a white guy.
That's a good one. But no, like if you go there now, I witnessed this guy try to. There's a model roller coaster seat in the front of that now because it's like a serious thing. Like they will not let you go on this ride unless you can fit in here securely. And I watched this guy who was approximately like, I'd say he was about 6'8". He was trying to get in this thing, and they were like, "Nah, dude, you're not doing this." Like they totally were like, "Nah, this is not happening, bud. You're too big for the fucking ride, dude. You're not going." But can you blame Darien Lake? Because the family at first was like, "Don't worry about it. We're not going to sue you."
Then they lawyered up.
They lawyered right up. Of course, it's America. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's America. You sue here. You do whatever you can to get money, and they did. They fucking sued the shit out of them. But I think it was Six Flags at the time still. But it's back to Six Flags now, right?
Yeah. It went from Six Flags to Darien Lake to Six Flags. Yeah.
But like Jesus, dude, like I don't know, man. And then you watch Final Destination 3. Remember that fucking movie?
All that is burned into my brain and everybody else's forever. The log truck.
Oh yeah.
That's
Number two,
that's
yeah.
the thing that just sticks in my head the most.
Yeah, number 2.
That fucking airplane scene though. That
first
scares
movie.
No, that was the fifth. What was the fifth one?
How many fucking movies did they make?
They made like 6. I think they made like 6 or 7. I heard they're
only
making
saw-
a new
I'll
one.
be honest, I only
I
saw
heard they're
one.
making another one. I heard they're making another one.
Oh, but they had the Final Destination. That should have been the Final Destination.
It's not the final.
Well, I'll tell you what, it should be because how many times can you do the same storyline over and over again? I mean, come on. Hollywood has run out of ideas, right?
Yeah.
But you go to P Diddy parties, you should get more ideas. They've been there. We already know this. They got lubed up
Right.
by baby oil. You know what I'm saying?
I saw today that Diddy came out and he was like, "I've been recording that shit since 1992."
Think about that.
So can you imagine that a list of who's who, everybody's that is incriminated on that. So there's people right now that are shitting bricks.
As they should be.
Senators,
Yep.
presidents,
Yep.
big time Hollywood
Celebs.
people. I'm like,
Oh, I've been seeing it all over freaking like everyone's like coming out and this person attended P. Diddy's party. Oh, this person attended
This is-
P.
he's
Diddy's
about
party.
the Diddy Epstein.
Yeah, this is
Literally.
This is Diddy's kill switch. He thinks that now that he goes down, like this is gonna help him. It might actually get.
This
him
will be.
killed.
It'll be funny to see if Jeffrey Epstein actually showed up at P. Diddy's party.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, look
Oh
what
yeah,
happened
God no,
there.
I wouldn't surprise.
John McAfee was like, "Hey Diddy, hey, can you order the goddamn hammocks and make sure that they have a nice size hole in them because I need some shit in my mouth like today. Pronto, let's go. I need some chocolate here."
He for a great impression.
Christ.
He went real quick from like, "I didn't do anything, I'm not guilty," that's all, to they're like, "There's like 2,000 gallons of baby oil at your house," and he's like, "I've been recording this since 1992." Like he just real quick
Johnson
went
and
to, like,
Johnson and
he's
shit,
fucked.
getting their
He's
money.
fucked.
Well, Johnson and Johnson's sad right now. They're crying tears because this is the worst fucking year to date.
Publicity.
Yeah, this no, not even that. But this is the worst year they've had in sales. Like now they've plummeted. They've dropped in sales. They're like, oh shit, our biggest customer's in jail. What do we do? What do we do?
He's not. I saw something that too. He's not eating in jail because he's afraid of being poisoned.
Well, can you blame them? Look what they did to
No.
Epstein.
Right.
They're like, oh, conveniently the security cameras will shut down and we didn't get it on film.
Right.
Like, okay, I believe you. Wink, not really.
Hopefully, someone's gonna murder him.
They should do forensic accounting for the next 20 years of those two guards that both fell asleep
Yeah,
and see what's like, you know what I mean? What's really going on? Because that's a weird thing in society that not one person thinks that went down like the official narrative, but we just sort of accept it. We're like, oh, Epstein didn't kill himself, and no one thinks he did.
Yeah.
But you're like, what are you going to do about it?
nothing. Nobody's gonna do anything. That's the problem. Nobody does anything. What they do is go on Twitter or whatever it's called, X or whatever, or Facebook and Reddit and 4chan, and they're like, "Oh yeah, did you hear about this?" Like, no, nobody even blinks an eye. Nobody fucking batters or nobody
Right.
bats a cunt hole anymore. Nobody cares. They're just like, "Okay, this is news." Fucking, Trump getting assassinated or almost assassinated, right?
Right.
Think about that. That only happened what, 2 months ago? One
It's already
month ago?
forgotten. It's out of the news.
That's what I'm saying.
cycle.
Like an event like that, like when JFK got assassinated years ago, I'm sure that was like wild all over the fucking
right.
news for months.
Right.
This happens and it's like, it's just another day in America. It's, whatever. Like, what is going on here?
It's
Yeah,
super
especially with the
crazy.
freaking like the mass shootings in schools and shit.
Right,
all
like that's another thing that we've just become.
That's becoming normalized.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, are you fucking serious?
We're so desensitized to all these tragedies happening. Like, that's not good.
It's almost like thoughts and prayers isn't working.
You'd think, right? Because the kid was praying to Jesus as he was getting swept away by this flood, and for whatever happened,
thoughts and prayers.
Maybe Jesus was eating dinner or something, or like he was at a meeting or something. He's like,
He came back 2,000 unread emails.
remember when George Bush was reading a children's book to
My
kids in
Pet
school?
Goat.
Yeah, he was reading a children's book to kids at school when 9/11 happened, and like, Mr. President, the Twin Towers got. Hey, well, this was Jesus.
Hi, I'm just getting to the good part.
Hey, Jesus, Mr. Jesus, there's a 7-year-old praying to you right now. He's getting swept away. Just put him on hold. I'll get back to him.
It's just weird. Like when religion's great if you don't want to factor in common sense.
Right.
And then you can be like, here's a conundrum that I always get them with. Well, you believe God made everyone, right? So then God would have given you all your intangible gifts, your sense of humor, your mechanical inclinedness, and he also gave you logic and deducting powers. Sure did. Okay, then please explain to me in what world that an all-loving God would give a 5-year-old brain cancer?
Right, exactly. But nobody can answer that.
Oh, well, he works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you're like,
yeah.
Okay, I've ceased to understand or agree. with
when
you.
people like put God on like oh no, this was intentional. This is what God wanted. You've really made me lose respect for you in all types of ways because that's not how God works.
But have you?
That's some bullshit.
Have you ever read the book? Have you ever read the Bible?
I have the book. Yeah,
I'm just saying, but have you ever read it?
I grew up
I've read some.
in a religious home. I grew up. I think I've talked about this on a podcast, but didn't I tell you about a cult? Like my dad was in a cult. Did I tell you it was? I did talk about that on a podcast once.
I don't remember.
Oh shit.
Yeah, wasn't this one? So, anyways, we grew up and my dad had us in a cult.
Oh
for
yeah,
a
I
little
do
bit.
remember
Yeah,
this.
I think I talked about that. So, but my dad was just trying to trying to find a religion that gave him the right fix, and then there was this, and then it was like traditional religion after the cult thing didn't work out, and so yeah, I'm familiar with it, but at that point. The key to get people into religion is the indoctrination. You got to get them early, where they are too young to really question Daniel in the lion's den and all this, and that Noah, and Jonah and the whale, and all before they are old enough to like really think. Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Or Noah took 2 of every animal on the boat. You know what I mean? Just stuff that if you really think about it, you're like, that doesn't make any sense. But little kid you is like, yeah, that checks. And then you get old enough. It's the same effect as when you go to the zoo or a circus or whatever, and you see a baby elephant chained on its foot with a stake in the ground, and then that same elephant 25 years later is still being held by the stake and the cuff, knowing damn well the elephant could just go like this and pull the stake out of the ground. But the elephant's so indoctrinated to think from when it was a little kid that it can't pull up its hoof because it'll be trapped. The same thing with religion.
Yeah.
If you think for yourself, you can just pull the fucking stake out of the ground and get on with your life and not be crippled with all this dogma and indoctrination into something that's made up.
Yeah, I never went to church. I never went to the only church related, like religion related, like stuff that I got, influenced by or whatever it was. I mean, my mom was, they were all like white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. My dad is a born-again Christian. My grandpa he did like Bible studies and shit like that. I actually, I still have his Bible with me, and I take it, I brush up upon it and all that stuff. It's interesting and stuff like that. But like, you learn a few things. But I mean, I like some of the lines and some of the things they've said that actually like, you could definitely use as like, like inspiring quotes a little bit.
What, the Bible?
Some things.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, people like a lot of people in the faith, they'll like hear these scriptures from like different John 3:16 or whatever, something like that, and they're like, oh yeah, it's very inspirational and it makes you feel comfortable. Read the whole thing cover to cover.
Oh, yeah.
I read / listened to the Bible cover to cover. It's a compendium of all these books, the Book of Job and all that, and like
Book of Matthews.
And don't get me wrong, there's certain things in there that people should probably brush up on because morality's gone out the fucking window, and even common decency these days.
Book of Matthews and Book of Psalms is a good choice.
Of course, but those are the things that people listen or talk about. They're not talking about other ones. What about the Book of Deuteronomy and all that stuff? The Bible at its finest is the most violent fucking book in existence. Yeah. It is violent. There's so much famine and sickness and death and killing and
David and
people are like, oh, if
yeah.
you read the Bible, you know what I never saw in the Bible though? I never saw anything that stated that Jesus or God himself said, read the Bible.
No.
That's what I mean. Like people are like, oh, but God wants you to read the Bible. Where did he say that?
If you
go to church every Sunday.
If you look in there's so many religions. Every religion has a Jesus.
Yeah.
And that, like, you know what I mean? It's the Matrix has Neo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the same
Messiah,
type of thing,
basically.
But that is in so many
prophet.
Egyptian. That's the one common thread. So it's like, if your religion is right, how come there's 100 different religions that are all pretty much exactly the same?
Yeah.
There's some with like multiple gods. I mean, like, let's not forget paganism and all the Greek mythology and
It's like
Norse
sports.
mythology.
Your team's great, the other teams fucking suck.
Yeah.
And you just want to see your team go to the Super Bowls.
You know what that sounds like?
Huh?
Sounds like politics.
It's the same. Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing. Like you got
Pretty much.
Democrats saying that Republicans are in a cult and Republicans saying that Democrats are in a cult. And it's like, did you open your eyes yet? Because it sounds just like fucking religion. It sounds the same because it's like, hey, my God's real, yours is not. And the other one's like, no, hey, no, that's bullshit. My God's real. And it says so in the book. And it's like, but wait a minute.
Yeah.
Look at the bigger picture here. You both look stupid because you're both saying the same shit.
There's so many things.
You're
that's,
basically
like,
on the same
considered
team at that point.
There's so many things that are like considered a cult these days: religion, politics, football, freaking CrossFit.
Yeah, but
like,
dude, it's just like, come on, man. Like, but someone like me who's in the middle, and I don't like, and it's I don't know. I just know this. Everything's polarized these days, right? So, the right side right now, like the right, they're like, hey, what's going on with these Fruit Loops? And then if anyone hears you say something like, yeah, I really do agree on the right now about this problem about food being,
right,
having an amount of ingredients it doesn't need. They're like, oh, well, you're a right-wing extremist. Like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I don't want to see my food fucking filled with poison. No, you're fucking racist. Like, hold on a second. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what is going on here? Like, it's so polarized.
You're just picking out the black jelly beans and throwing them.
But it's what I'm saying. Like, oh, you believe in
You're
this
racist.
thing from this side here. Now all of a sudden you're the extreme. And it's like, why?
Why is it always got to be one side or the other?
That's
Why
what I'm
can't it
saying. But
just,
like nobody. But this is not a political issue. We should all be saying together, why are we getting sick? Oh, the food's fucked up. It has red dye that causes cancer. Why? Instead, it's like, oh, you don't like that? Well, then you're a fucking bigot. Like, what is going on here?
Just and if you try to eat healthy, it's super fucking expensive. It's super expensive to try to eat
good
healthy.
luck.
You know what I mean? And it's real hard to, and if you do, you're considered a weirdo.
Yeah, and even if you do eat healthy, you're still eating these fucking chemicals. You're still going
Right.
to have plastics in your food. You're still going to be consuming Roundup. You're going to be still poisoned because, like, oh, I just had some brown rice and some wheat bread. I ate good today. No, you didn't. You had some chemicals in them because people put Roundup in there to make sure that the seeds you plant in the ground don't get killed from the stuff they put in there with all these, insecticides or what? Just all these different things. But like nobody thinks about that. They're like, oh, I'm doing a good thing. I'm eating oatmeal and I'm having all
Roundup
this.
is
Or
stuff.
what about the people that?
Allowed in a lot of other countries.
Yeah.
Even,
No, it's illegal.
Yeah.
They don't have them.
Well, I was gonna say, what about the people that like grow their own food and stuff like that and make their own
Organic. Like you're talking about like people that, well, then you're fine.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, but the thing is though, is we're not doing that. We're going to the grocery store, we're grabbing things off the shelves or out of the coolers, like they're, fruits and veggies and all that stuff. And think about where that comes from. Unless it's like local grown stuff. But even then it's like, do you trust it? I don't know. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, but I don't know, man. But other countries don't have this stuff. And then you're like, well, why is America sick? Why are people killing themselves at a very high rate? And I think it's just downright criminal.
It's society, it's food, it's basically what it's basically what the government or what pretty much
You want to eat healthy? You're a threat to democracy. Wait a minute. Hold on. I just don't want to have my red dye in my fucking Fruit Loops. No, you're a threat to democracy. What is going on? Like, that's how it is.
pretty much.
I don't eat breakfast cereals like that at all.
Yeah.
Just because they make me feel shittier. The overall, like, I just feel like you're supposed to start off the day with something that's energizing you. I feel like total shit if I had like a bowl of cornflakes. Yeah. It just makes me feel like shit.
Yeah.
So even if whatever, just it's the effect that you're getting from eating it. It's like might as well skip a meal. You're
Yeah,
like,
at that point,
oh,
intermittent
cool.
fasting, right?
Yeah, what did I have for breakfast? Cornflakes. Oh, yeah. What did I have for brunch? Wet diarrhea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What am I going to have for dinner?
Wet diarrhea.
Well, I don't know. But I can tell you right now, it's not going to be good for you.
I don't know,
Like,
right.
but it's wild, though. Like, anything you say, I mean, it's as simple as this. Like, there's a thing that happened years ago on 4chan. They're like, oh, the okay symbol. Like, hey, did you back up just fine? Everything's good? Yeah, okay. Well, now this is like this is a racist symbol now. They're like, oh, it's white supremacy. Like, no,
Isn't it
because
because your three fingers make a
some
W?
asshole in their mother's
Is that why?
basement who has no fucking nothing contributed to society decided to play a terrible joke, and people ran along with it, and now it's like, oh, you do that, you're fucking racist. Like, what?
Because when I grew up, you trick people.
Yeah, it was a game.
You're
You
like,
put it
"Dude,"
down.
You're like, what's wrong with my leg today?
And then
you
people-
look down. You're like, aha.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
Yeah, but now it's like, oh, you're a white supremacist now, Matt.
They're making that into like a rate. Oh my god! I swear to fucking Christ.
And I'm like, dude, really? We're really that dumbed down to the point where we believe this stuff?
Are people that fucking sheepish? Like, seriously?
Well, of course. I mean, look what's going on. I mean,
I'm still convinced that when you hear about the outrage and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
that it's a super small minority of people like on a Reddit forum that are upset. You know what I mean? But they're
Yeah.
like, people are outraged about this. When you're like, nobody I know
Is really
gives a
outraged.
shit about any of this.
Yeah.
And like, it's to further divide everybody.
That's
You know
all
what
this
I mean?
is,
We're
man.
all so divided. With what's our identity, and you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
78 genders, and whatever. I'm just saying that it's just one more thing to make people get divisive about.
yeah, that's it.
Like if
Pretty
you
much.
if you tell kids like, oh, you know what, you can be whatever gender you want, like that's some more indoctrination. Like kids don't need to know like
No.
I can be a girl. Like
Can I identify as a threat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well. I mean, Jesus Christ.
it's just weird. Like once again, believe what you want. Do whatever the fuck you want, but there's no reason to fucking put like that shit into little kids' mind. Like they don't. When I was in grade school, I wasn't concerned about my gender, this and that, because it wasn't even a fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no,
And
why
that's
do the drag queens want to read to kids so bad?
Right.
Why do they want to read to kids so bad? Do your drag queen shit. I don't care. But like, why the urge to read to kids? Doesn't make sense.
like you're gonna have some guy sitting on the toilet next reading to kids,
Right.
with his pants down around his ankles, like, oh, that he wants to just read the kids, Matt. Don't give him a hard time.
So they were having this at the butterfly exhibit in like by Chestnut Street.
Yeah.
The butterfly,
Oh, the Strong Museum.
yeah, but the butterfly part, is that part of Strong? I don't know.
Yeah, it is part of.
It's
Yeah.
part
Okay,
of the-
so
yeah.
the butterfly part, they were having something where they were having like drag queens read to kids, and parents were like, "No, this is stupid. Like, what's up with this?" And then the people in the comments were just like, "Oh, you're a bigot, blah blah blah." You're like, "I just don't want drag queens reading to my kids because I don't want to have that conversation with
It's
my kids because
uncomfortable.
it's uncomfortable. It's not necessary. They're
uncomfortable.
they're kids.
Yeah, no,
You
it's
know what I mean?
uncom-
It's like you're not a bigot because you think that's just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and it's an uncomfortable conversation. I mean, kids are they're kids, and you don't give your kids to talk about the birds and the bees when they're fucking
Right.
5-6 years old.
Well, it's because you're a bigot.
Oh yeah, dude, totally. Like, no, but it's just like, dude, why are we like justifying things that are just downright weird?
But it's gotten to the point where the pushback people are like, I don't want to be offensive, but I think that there's only two genders, and then you're like, I don't mean to offend anyone. I'm like, because you just said,
Dude,
you just said
hey,
something that's true.
it's like, why not have fucking the country bumpkin there with an AR-15 just reading to kids? What's wrong with that? Oh God, you're making them susceptible to shooting up a school. It's like, okay, but you're also saying now that the kids are not going to be susceptible to dressing up in drag. Like, it's the same argument. Why not just read to kids without any fucking crazy, outrageous fucking dress or
Yeah.
whatever? You know what I mean? You don't need to have an AR-15 on you, right? When you're reading to kids, you don't need to have a fucking dress with your hairy legs showing. Just fucking read to kids. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's something to be outraged about. They want you to be outraged, so that again,
Right.
it furthers the divide. Nobody thinks about that though. They're like, no, that's just not true. Well, it is. Look at our fucking country. We're more divided than ever. And all this time we were taught, united we stand, divided we fall. Well, what do you think's happening right now? We're falling, and we're falling hard. People are like, oh, it's getting bad out there. It's election season. We're right up on the hill, like the roller coaster. No, we've been fucking way past that hill. That climax is gone. We are on the fucking downturn. We're spiraling out of control. And I don't think there's ever going to be an uphill battle for that to reach back to where we should be.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's going to be hard for us to get back to a United States of America?
Absolutely,
yeah.
no chance.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen either. I
I
hope
think-
so. I would like to think optimistically, but I don't see it happening.
I
Yeah,
think the
it's
pandemic was the pushing point where everything changed and it'll never go back.
I think that was the moment where if it was going to happen, it would have happened.
But
it didn't.
If it went way the other side, people
Yes.
are like, wear a mask. I'm not wearing a fucking mask. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And everybody had nothing but free time. Everybody's in her house. Everything got so divisive, and it's never come back. I don't feel like 2019 was great.
Yeah.
Comparatively.
So if you like put a whole bunch of rats isolated in a cage for about 2 years, and you let them run out, I mean, you starve them. I mean, you do everything you possibly can to have them any little engagement, you deprive them of things, and then you just let them out. What do you think's going to happen?
Chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They did that with humans, with us. You need to stay in your houses. You're 14 days away from work. COVID. It's like, okay. But now, like, COVID's like, okay, it's just another sickness. Nobody cares anymore.
Wasn't there a CEO that I think it was was it Ford or like during the hurricane seasons, like if you miss work while the hurricane's happening, you're fired. That are like you're gonna really let go. And I heard people drowned and like ended up in the hospital because of that shit. And I'm like, you'd rather risk I'd rather risk my fucking job. If my boss told me that all of us would be fired if we decide to say, no, we're not going to work in this fucking condition, especially through a hurricane.
Capitalism is an ugly thing, but I don't have a solution or alternative.
There is
I'm not
none.
an economist,
Yeah,
but
that's what I mean.
it started out, what a great idea.
Yeah.
Free enterprise, but
Yeah.
it's just pretty much become now something where it's like, the horror stories that you just told, that's super common. Like, you're like, oh, okay, we've been duped into like, we have to spend 40 hours a week for 65 years of our life working our ass off to enjoy 6, 7, 8 years.
Did you hear what France did not that long ago? They were actually fucking rioting and shit because they raised the retirement age, I think, to like from 60 to 62 or something like that. And they're like pissed. They're like, hey, that's fucking crazy, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
But here in America, it's like, oh, 65, 70 years old? What's the big deal? It's fine. It's normal. This is the way things are supposed to be. They're just like, yeah, we'll just fucking lay down and take it. It's no big deal.
You're supposed to, you and your spouse are both supposed to work 40 hours a week to make ends meet.
Yeah. It's your golden years.
Yeah. It's not like, back in the, and then the boomers are like, oh, back in my day, we had a house. And you're like, back in your day, houses cost $17.
Yeah,
you know what
literally.
I mean? It's like, and you were the only one that had to work and mom could stay home. And
Yeah,
that
exactly.
That ended that.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Dude,
Good
you know
luck.
what's funny? I actually so my grandpa just turned 80, right? And
This is the one. This is
Do you
the,
have
this
his
is the-
number?
This is the interesting man, right? Yeah, he's crazy, right?
I call him I call him the most interesting man in the world because he's like Dos Equis man.
Yeah, he's like Pat McAfee on drugs.
Dude's got some really cool stories, but besides all that, all the and my mom printed a huge like when his year when he was born, and like it was like during the 40s and whatever, I think 43 or whatever, and like it actually showed a lot of the facts, like who was born here, what was the cost of living, and all that shit. Do you know how much a house cost back in those days?
5 cents.
$3,000 and like $450.
Wow.
That's like
Think about that.
$3,000.
Think about that. But
For a house.
How much were people making back then, though? That's what I want to know.
It's still, I mean,
And you're
you
right.
gotta
It's
factor in
huge,
for,
but
for you know what I mean, inflation and stuff like
Yeah.
that for nowadays. But it was still within the realm of possibility because, like I said,
They were making like $5 or $7 a month.
One person in the family worked. Mom stayed home. You had like 2 kids.
Yeah.
And dad just going to work, coming home at 5:30, whatever, could float the whole family.
Nowadays, you're having 10 kids. The father goes gets a pack of cigarettes and never comes back, and now you're left with the fucking kids.
Yeah.
With no, now you're on welfare, and you're like, oh shit.
Or the other effect where the guy has like 2 jobs and the wife is sleeping with other guys, and you're providing as much as you can. And
You know why that
don't-
is, Austin? You know why? Because he's not 6 feet tall.
Oh.
No, he's not 6 feet tall, covered
No
in
tattoos. Yeah, there's no tattoos either.
Full
And by the
beard,
way,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah. No charisma.
It's
Small
basically
pecker. It's all the same.
It's basically just they have to look a certain way and be a certain way in order to have.
Yeah, they got to have one side of their head shaved, the other one long. They have to have a pink beard.
I
They have to look good, you know?
I've literally been on dating.
Snazzy.
I've literally been on dating online. I saw this one profile where someone
bless
said
you.
have to be. They said 5'9" plus or only. Like that was one of their profile.
And
Like
let me guess, they were built like a fucking house.
yep.
They were
It's
built.
always like, sorry, only tall kings
They
in
have
my
to.
DMs.
They have to be conservatives. They have to be like this, that, and the other thing. They have to be blue collared. They have to have this certain job. They have to have like. And I'm like, this ain't build a Chad workshop. Like you're
Not on the sex offender registry.
That's kind of hard to come by these days, right? Jesus. It's fucking wild to me how many people are out there like you don't even know behind closed doors. They have some real big skeletons just chilling in the back of the closet. And little do you know, boy, are they on the registry. And it's like I worked for this company where I was going like to residential places for business sales and all that stuff. And there was this guy who I got good tips there. You know, his family was nice. I got to know these people and a little bit, for the most part. And I saw the grandkids and all. Their son would be there and whatnot. And you get to know families and stuff. You see these people every 2 weeks, right? So you get to build a rapport, a relationship, all that stuff. And like Christmas would come around, like, hey, here's a $20 tip. It's like, oh fuck, that's awesome, right? Well, come to find out, on the news, there was this huge news story about a doctor in Wayne County that, for a kid's doctor,
right.
was getting arrested because they found thousands, and I mean thousands of, CP on USB drives.
no.
Come to find out, here they are. They show this guy getting dragged out of his house in handcuffs and shit, and there he is. Same fucking guy that gave me a $20 bill for Christmas. He's fucking danced out his door and put in the cop car.
Well, he did go, here you go, cutie, and he pinched your cheeks.
No.
Give you a little slap on the ass, you know.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, you don't know, man. There's so many people out there that are doing some really sinister shit, and you're just like, what am I, like, who do you trust?
I mean, you've seen the freaking reports of priests touching altar boys and shit. So,
Well, did you read the Bible? It says, "Thou shalt always touch children in specific ways," because God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, I mean, and that's another thing, not to bring it back to the religion topic, but I don't understand how, as a parent, if you give a shit about your kids, you would even have them in the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do. They would get, the priest would touch a bunch of kids, and then they would just move, the Vatican would just move these priests to different places and let them just keep going.
Yeah, I
So
know.
why would you be like, hey, I'm going to, like, knowing all that, why even take the chance?
the sister would beat you with a stick.
Yeah, they knowingly just, like, do this. Like, do they think it's going to go away? And by the way, like, if you're knowingly in a church and this is, like, knowledge to everybody in that community,
Right.
how do they allow you to keep being a priest? How do they allow you to be anywhere near the Catholic Church? Because isn't that supposed to be like a sin, right? It's supposed to be a sin.
Right. It's all the hypocrisy of
Yeah.
it all. It's just hypocritical, and it's
Well, as a kid, you're kind like you were talking about before. You're kind of you're gullible because you're just a kid. You don't know any better. So that's when they start indoctrinating you, right?
right, grooming you basically.
Exactly. And then as a kid, you listen to this stuff. You're like, okay, I can understand this. But then, eventually you might fall out of it. You might stick with it. Regardless, whatever. I tried, going back to the Catholic Church, as an adult. This is years ago. And, I was like, all right, let's give it a shot. And at one point, I remember everyone was getting up from the bleachers. It's like a fucking workout. You don't even go to the gym anymore. You're doing squats in the middle of the fucking the pier. You're just like, oh yeah,
Praise
might as
the
well just get a
Lord.
bar. Yeah, you might as well just get a barbell with you because you're up and down all the time. Everyone's getting up, and they're waiting, and they're waiting to get in line to eat this cracker and get drunk off of this red wine, right? Because they just fucking party over there at the Catholic Church. Crackers and wine. It's a bunch. It's like white people party.
Yeah.
But I'm watching these people getting up and do this. I'm like, man, this is kind of weird. Like, it just dawned on me. I'm like, my eyes open. I'm like, this is weird, man.
Super weird.
It's like a robotic type of thing. Like you finally acknowledge like these people are moving in robotic ways. They're doing the okay.
That's how my
thing.
that's how my grandpa. I think that's how my not the most interesting man in the world, but my other grandpa. That's how he saw the church because he was Catholic, and my dad and my uncle went to like Sunday schools and shit like that, like the old school like Sunday schools, and the nurse with the freaking ruler the ruler, and beat you if you don't obey and shit. Yeah.
Beat
But-
you into submission.
But
That's what they
my
do.
grandpa kind of realized, like, saw the shit that's been going on. And he's like, kind of like found God one day, and it was just like, you know what? I'd rather teach my kids about this kind of stuff. Like, I have a Bible that I do Bible studies with. Like, dude, I'm pulling my kids out of Sunday school. Like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, I remember that part of the Bible. Thou shalt hit kids in the face, smash their mouths open with rulers, and make them obey.
Yeah, because they didn't. Oh, because they sinned.
It's like anything. Like when you were watching the people do the fucking church calisthenics.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you want to ask them, like, why are you doing this? That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah, but why? Why does it never cross your mind that this is super weird?
But they actually believe that that's the body of Christ. Like, they actually believe that it transforms there in that moment.
And, like, you're somehow a better person for
Yeah.
partaking?
And then if you sin, like if you haven't confessed to the priest your sins, that you're not supposed to consume these things because you're not forgiven yet. You know what I'm saying? You haven't been absolved of your sins.
Right.
It's just a weird thing to me though, because like you know, if Christianity was on board with it, like if they were all united, like there's so many denominations. They all don't
Right.
fucking understand what's going on. They're like, no, that Protestant church is a fucking joke. Catholicism is the way to go. Or you have the Episcopalian, and they're all like under the same umbrella. And it's like, wait a minute. If this is so cut and dry, what you're supposed to do, why is there so many different denominations? Why are you guys divided?
Right.
Why am I supposed to believe? How am I supposed to believe you if you don't even believe yourselves or each other?
It's also, too, it's all created by humans, and humans are fallible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're trusting other people that have no better or more of an idea than you to have the answers.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of it is just made up as you go.
It is.
And you're like,
It's gotta be.
I mean, the greatest weapon against that shit is just going, yeah, but why?
Right.
And you get to the point where they just can't answer, or they start answering you in a way that you're like, yeah, but that doesn't make sense, and you're full of shit.
If you pray to God hard enough, you could move mountains. But if you're a 7-year-old trapped in a hurricane flood, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I
Better
mean?
get your swimmies, Johnny.
Jesus, I couldn't catch that. I can't save him. I don't know what he said. I'm all knowing, but I don't know what he said because I heard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Is it too late to take back the prayer for the Xbox?
I wanted. What's that, Johnny? Yeah. What did you say? Can't help you, kid. You're on your own.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you hear these. There's this old lady on the. You see these cars, right? That come up in Rochester, because we're from Rochester, and if you're not from Rochester, well, maybe you have something similar. I don't know, but I can tell you this: there's cars that pass by with usually 350-pound old ladies in their little hoopty that says whatever the radio station is, and it says "Try God." Have you tried God, or whatever the case may be? There's a little bumper sticker they have.
Yeah. I know.
And there's this and I've listened to it just to see how ridiculous it sounds. There's this old lady who used to be Jewish or something like that, and then she got into something else, and now she's a Catholic.
On radio.
Yeah. And she's like this is like back in 2018, I think, when I was listening to this. She's like, if you're living with a significant other and you're not married, you're dragging that person to hell with you, and it's like, who the fuck are you, bitch?
Right.
Who are you talking to, bitch? I'm about
sorry.
to reach into my radio and strangle your ass.
It's if you have the blessing of a religion saying that you two can live together, that's fine. But if you don't have that blessing, you're going to it seems odd.
Let me tell you something. If you do that today, like if you hold off on not only fucking, but like living with somebody before you get married, then you get married, and you're like, oh my God, this person's a fucking nutcase.
I can't even imagine.
No. You have to live with that person before you make that decision.
Yeah, you have to
There's
like
no
go
way.
through the trials before marrying that person.
Like if you're out there right
seriously.
now and you're not married and you're maybe in your like 20s or
30s,
whatever, and you're not married yet and you're with somebody but you haven't lived together, don't put a ring on it until you know for a fact you are compatible in the same household.
And make sure that your partner is also treating you well and
yeah.
is respecting your, respecting your like ways, understand you as a whole, not like, I'm gonna lie and like, just because you help me and pay for my shit and I'm just gonna leave when it's convenient.
But you don't want to wake up in the middle of the morning, like if you're a chick or something, you don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and then you're watching your soon-to-be husband jerking off in the sink and you're like, oh, this is disgusting. Like, right? It's what I'm saying.
$1
Like,
for every time my soon-to-be husband.
that could have been a cancer patient, or that could have been a
sink.
cancer, cure for cancer person, or whatever. Yeah. But you don't want that. You don't want to like figure that out when you're already married. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that.
The next time I'm blowing a load, I'm gonna be like Nobel Prize winner, valedictorian. I'm just gonna
Hurricane victim.
I'm gonna call out all this serial killer. Like anything.
Christ.
Vice President of the United States.
Junior varsity athlete. Like
Sex offender. Wait, what? You get the. You got at that point. You got to get a garbage disposal. But like it's wild to me. Like these, if you are,
I'm gonna call them garbage pail kids. That's
Oscar the Grouch, put him in the garbage can. But like, if you're in a religion, right, and you're growing up, and you're taught this stuff, and you live this out. You're now 21 years old. You're a virgin. You found the person you want to be with. And then all of a sudden you're like, you're together for like 3 years and you decide, okay, it's time to get married. And then you get married and you get an apartment together and now you're witnessing Jimmy jerking off in a garbage can or in a sink. Now it's like, do you find yourself thinking to yourself, did I just believe this lie all this time? Now I'm stuck with this fucking nutcase. You know, now he's leaving dead rats under the fridge because he's too fucking lazy to clean up off the floor, and he's got cockroaches everywhere, and you're like, God damn, I don't remember ever hearing about this in church.
You're really hung up on the jerking off in a garbage can. I need to know, like,
Well, it's
because,
just-
next thing you know, they catch you jerking off in a garbage can.
Well, I'm just saying,
it's not
like-
like you want to come home and have them catch you jerking off in a garbage can or something, which is something I'd never do. But if a guy was going to jerk off in a garbage can and he was caught by his spouse, let's just talk for hypothetical reasons, not for anything that ever happened.
Well, I
to
could
me.
go to the other
I gotta-
extreme, and he's skinning
I gotta-
cats in his
I'm like,
basement.
Harold, what happened?
Yeah,
hurt you?
I have several questions about that statement too.
Well, I mean, if I said I was if the guy was skinning cats in the basement, what would you think? I mean, come on, what's going on here?
Although, you know what? That is efficiency. If you're gonna jerk off into a garbage can,
Yeah, you don't have to wipe up after the fact.
that's very efficient. There's efficiency to that.
Yeah,
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
you know,
So you're not supposed to jerk off if you're
No.
if you live with your partner.
you're not supposed to jerk off at all. But
You're not supposed to fuck your
oh
partner.
no, unless you're married, Austin,
Oh.
because the Catholic God doesn't like that.
Right.
He goes, that sperm, that's supposed to go inside her to make another person. That's the only reason why you're here, Austin, is to fuck and make kids. God doesn't like it if you're just wasting that man juice. He doesn't like it. He gets very angry. He's sitting up there like, you know how like bosses and stuff or security guys, look at the cameras, they have like CCTV. Well, God's looking at like a fucking ton of CCTVs. He's just looking around, but he's all knowing, all loving. Right?
Right. He's Bruce Wayne in the back.
Yeah. And he's watching.
Well, you should never jerk off. Okay, well then fucking give me a woman to fuck. Like
He's watching.
Jesus.
Yeah, but no, well, exactly, Jesus. But he's watching, and he's like, he's dialed in on this one camera, right? And he's fucking watching. He's watching this guy named Brian jerking off in his bathroom when he's at the age of 18. He's like, oh, that makes me angry. You're going in the hurricane, bitch. Like but somebody would like think that that's okay. Like that's logical. Oh, that's why that person died. Maybe he did something God didn't like. Like, what is going on here? What's up with that thought process of, well, that person needed to learn a lesson and God gave him a lesson.
Also, when someone dies or you're mourning for someone or grieving, don't not bring fucking God into this.
A lot of it
shit, okay?
happens thoughts and prayers.
Well, yeah, okay, thoughts and prayers. Okay, well that doesn't fucking help. Okay,
But
Sorry
you
for
can
your
move
loss.
mountains with prayers, Austin. It says so in the Bible.
You gotta either do something about this fucking hurricane, like the whole help others, or do nothing.
Death is a weird thing
It is.
because if your friend, family member, somebody close to you, whatever, has like their spouse or parent or whatever pass away, there's nothing you don't really know what to say. Like
True.
It's always the most awkward conversation.
It is.
You're like, sorry. Like you know what I mean? There's nothing, because I know that there's nothing I can say to you that's gonna be like, okay. So in those situations, I just try to like, hey man, maybe give you a little quick laugh or something.
Right.
But I think it's really like it's condescending when they're like, this is part of God's plan.
I hate
You're
that.
like, fuck
Yeah.
you.
why- Like people.
No,
that's-
it's not.
But that's what that lady basically said when she said that God took that kid home with him. Like she's like, oh, that's part of God's plan. Yeah, because he's gonna make this kid grow up, to 7 years old and be like, you know what, it's time to cut it. You've lived long enough, kid.
Yeah.
Like what kind of thought process does one have to have in order to think and believe something that's so fucking stupid?
Like God's gonna be like, hold on, I'm gonna tell you, this kid was gonna grow up and be one of those people that scratches lotto tickets off while there's a line of 17 people behind him ready to cave his skull in with a shovel.
Yeah.
He was gonna be one of those guys. You're welcome.
Yeah, right.
right.
Who's gonna be the next Trump? You're welcome. Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Dude, election season sucks. I don't know about you guys, but I hate it every time it comes.
I do
It's
too.
almost
Every
over.
4 years, you're just like it's like having an unwashed, unwiped ass that itch. That's not good. That's the whole fucking election season. You don't want that, right?
We're fucked either way. It
Itchy
doesn't
asshole
matter.
for
It's
like
not.
months and months and months, and you're just like,
Don't even get me started because considering I work for the fucking
Well, yeah, you
I'm
gotta
in the
deal-
building. I have to fucking deal with.
so
those
you're dealing with
voters.
itchy asshole all the time.
Yep. I have to deal with them all the fucking time at the clerk's office, and I'm like,
I can't wait for this to be over.
I see some. There's fights that goes on. I've seen people rioting and
Rioting? Holy
protesting
shit.
and shit. Oh yeah, no, you see people like protesting and shit.
Protesting's one thing, but rioting is another.
Okay, I'm sorry, not rioting. I think it's just mostly protesting. But yeah,
I like when they were like during 2020, like, oh, it's fiery, but mostly peaceful protests. Like, no, that's outright chaos. It's downright fucking rioting. Like, what? I mean, if it's a peaceful protest, why is there fires?
When you said rioting, it made me think of the end of the first Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie, which brings me to wanting to bring up this movie.
Did you watch it?
Out, no, I didn't watch. If you watched it, type in on the comments. It's just universally being shit on. And
I heard it was like mixed.
It's a musical.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. They're like, oh, it's all from her perspective and blah blah blah. It's like, no, I don't think I'd buy that.
I have not seen.
It's with Lady Gaga too.
One good feedback review, even. I mean, in the comments section for like the sponsored ad on the like social media, people are like, "Fuck this fucking movie! What the fuck?" Like, it's so hated.
Yeah.
So, why is it hated? My question is it because Lady Gaga's in it? Is it?
It's just supposed to like. It apparently shits out. They said it's like an unnecessary sequel. There was no need to make it.
No,
it's a musical.
Yeah.
Like, what?
If you watch the first one, I loved the first one because of how dark and like gritty
first one
and
was
real
good because it like and plus it like left like cliffhanger. It kind of like
I don't even care about that. I care about the fact that they literally show this man just spiraling into madness from all of the mental health issues. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix was fucking amazing in that movie.
I still laugh at the scene where the midget can't reach the door lock and he's like, "Can you help me?"
I love that. I love that part. That was a good one.
How could you say something so brave yet so bold, Matt? How could you say something?
Oh, midget?
Yeah.
Oh.
People are gonna be like, "Oh my god, that guy!"
How dare you? And I'm standing at 5'2",
and he's sitting right next to you.
Sorry, 5'6". I didn't see him down there.
Austin, get some stilts. No, but like, dude, that
this is nothing that a book of phone books won't fit. I fucked up.
Oh no!
Joke. Never mind.
Nothing like
and cancel
like a thing of books, phone books. Yeah, I see what you mean.
But like, dude, that movie was fucking killer. I loved it. And then when I heard it was gonna be a musical, I'm like,
doesn't really make sense.
I had mixed reviews when they said a musical, and I was like wondering because Lady Gaga's in it. Is that the reason why they made it a musical? Or is because they had Lady Gaga?
It's like this though. It's like, okay, you get this bowl of like wonderful stir fry, right? It's so good. You're like, oh, this is the best fucking thing I've ever had. I want another. And then like, okay, we're gonna get you another, but we're gonna put chocolate syrup in there. And you're like, why are you doing this? It's unnecessary. Because everyone loves chocolate syrup. It's so good. It's like it doesn't go well with this. Well, you're gonna get it anyway.
The formula of the first one was great.
Yeah, it was
and the sequel wasn't really necessary. Honestly, that could have been a one and done.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go like, what if we just went so left field, like you said, with this? And I mean, you discovered a formula. People loved the first one. Yeah, it got well reviewed. Yeah, and it was just it was a.
You know what would have been? It would have been really good if they did like they want to do a sequel with this movie. Why don't they make a live action like with Joaquin Phoenix? Why don't they make a live action for like The Killing Joke? That would be good.
I know
that would be good.
Something.
I don't know what that is.
You've never seen Killing Joke?
No. What is it? What is it?
That's a good one.
Ahead.
That's a good. Okay.
Say it. What is it?
So if you're not into like DC or into like the Batman comics, Killing Joke is a fucking that. You want to talk about dark? That is dark because that's when Joker he's full flesh Joker and Batman has his sidekicks.
I'll have to get this.
I think it's with Batgirl. I think Batgirl and Batman, kind of have a fling, and they
they get it on in here, don't they?
Yeah,
wait,
they do.
They're not married.
They're not.
God's mad. But he's looking at this right now, going, "Fucking Batman."
But basically, people don't know that Batgirl is Commission Gordon's daughter, and she ends up getting kidnapped by Joker and gets some fucked up shit happen to her.
This sounds like a beginning of a porno.
Not gonna say the word, but So
say it. Say it.
Grape with minus the G.
No, it's raped.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Great rape?
Whoa!
Is that what you were getting at?
Great. There's nothing great
like-
about that.
I said rape. I said grape
I know,
minus
yeah.
the G. Okay.
I just like getting you flustered. I know what you
Jesus
said.
Christ.
Well, that's
I just like getting you flustered.
that's the shortening now of Great Rape, right?
yeah.
It's like the Great War.
But anyway-
Gwar. Like Gwar, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like the band.
Anyways, but yeah, no, a lot of fucked up shit happened.
I just
and
want to
it's
talk
a
about
good
my
fight
comic
scene.
book,
I
guys.
just want to talk about comic books and rape. It's okay.
It's a dark comic, and I was just gonna say if they do like the Joaquin Phoenix,
Yeah.
you know, whole like sequel, they could have done that. They could have done that, made a sequel for that, made a live action.
Yeah.
That would have made good money.
Yo, you're on the M-Balm effect. Are you there? God damn it, Austin! What'd you do to this setup, man? You're killing me here, man.
I'm over here. What the fuck
yeah,
do
but
you mean?
you were here when we were trying to set up this thing. Hold on, man. We're gonna get you on. Don't worry. Here you go. There you are. Hello. How are you? You there?
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, sir.
How are you, man? It's fucking good to hear you. Justin Nominee on the phone with us right now. How are you? Everything good?
Good. What's going on, fellas?
Well, we're here talking about comic books and rape right now, and I hope you understand exactly what I'm talking about because Austin's about it. So
Yeah, Austin's trying to tell us about some character
I was
called
tell-
Rape Man.
I was telling
and I
them
said
about-
that nobody's going to want to read that, Austin, and he goes, "I insist, it's good."
I was telling them about the fucking Killing Joke, and these guys cannot fucking like pay attention, so I couldn't say rape.
you can say it.
So I didn't know.
Like rape? Wait.
You ever seen the Killing Joke?
Okay.
Batman and all that
I've
shit?
heard of it. It's like an old. It's like it's like old. It's like old like DC comics, right?
Yeah. I would like to see that as be live action though. That would be good.
Be probably.
I think they have some shit like that on Pornhub.
I was just
be
gonna say
honest.
it's probably a pornography at
Yeah.
this point. Somebody's like, hey, you know, let's come up with this idea. We'll put them on motherless.com or some shit.
Oh yeah, what was, dude? All right, let's talk about shit. Okay, just random stuff you've seen on the internet. Maybe you were too young. Maybe it was just okay. So there used to be back in the day. I'm old, so like the first version of Rickrolling your friends is you would send them a hyperlink that said like totally something fine, but you click on it and it was ridiculous. You'd be like, I got you to look at this, whatever. The one that, this is probably 2002 at the latest, probably. So you had to have the real player to open. Like this is so old internet.
Yeah.
But somebody sent me, I clicked on it, and I will never forget for the rest of my life. It was a lady in a kitchen, bent over, like, and her ass was like over the sink, and this dude had like those yellow dishwashing gloves that like go up to here, and he had one in her ass and one in her pussy, and he was just doing this, and the lady was making horrible noises, but in the background that Allman Brothers song was like was playing, and I'm just like, for the rest of my life I'm gonna fucking remember that. So I pose a question to you and the listeners: what is something you saw on the internet too young, or maybe you were like, you know, I was in a full-fledged adult by then, but it just has burned into my brain. What is it? And go, M-Balm.
So one thing that does come to mind is this video. Oh, this is fucking traumatizing as a kid. So like these Asian people were doing something, you know, pretty fucked up. I guess you could call it the Cleveland Steamer.
Oh, shitting on each other?
Yeah, they were shitting on each other.
Why do I have to be the one to say all the bad words?
They were eating the shit.
Oh, okay.
So this was like 2 Girls 1 Cup before 2 Girls 1 Cup.
Wow.
Right.
Oh, it was bad, dude. And like I'll tell you, I'll never forget it. And I'm like, ugh. Or another one that pops up into mind is, I don't know if it's the Pain Olympics. I was a teenager.
Oh, yeah, the guy putting a broken jar in his ass.
Well, no, this
I
one.
remember that one.
This one was
That
like,
was edged to my brain.
well, this one somebody sent me an AOL Instant Messenger link, and I didn't know what the fuck it was.
Yep.
And I opened it, and the first thing I see is this dude cutting his junk off And then like there was like firecrackers being inserted in other places in the urethra. And then like this one time, like this one guy, it shows him in the bathtub cleaning up himself up and shit. And then the next thing you know, the guy who did that is like there's like these metal clamps inside of the wound now, and it's fucking stretching the shit out. And I'm like, and I was like 14, 15 at the time.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, dude, now that was fucking traumatizing.
That is traumatizing.
That was traumatizing.
See, now that makes me scared to like whenever like I manscape and shit like that. That's gonna fucking hurt.
Justin, what's one of the most fucked up things you've seen on the internet?
He's
Dude,
done. Oh, I thought you were like,
we're all around the
I
same
thought
age.
you hung up. You're like, I'm done.
I'm
Fuck
not.
this.
Yeah.
Oh no. I love this shit, man. This is great. I know we're all around the same age, so I know you guys remember rotten.com.
Oh, of course.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like peak 1999 internet.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy.
Yeah. On your Windows 95, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
bet.
Boom.
I remember I went to my buddy's house after school one day, and he's actually the one that turned me onto the site. I had never heard of it before.
Oh.
And the cool thing about rotten.com was you just like click next, and it just showed like a random fucked up picture every
Yep.
time, you know?
Yep.
It was kind of like chat roulette but with pictures.
Oh
Yep.
my
So-
God.
The picture that I saw that really sticks in my brain right now when you guys are talking about this is like this fucking girl was like dressed up as a witch, right? And there's a fucking giant pumpkin, like a huge fucking pumpkin. And the stem on this thing is like maybe a Pringle can and a half, okay?
Oh no.
And she's got a condom wrapped around the stem,
Well, at least she's being
and
safe.
it's just inside of her
Yeah,
ass.
you don't want to get impregnated by it, right?
Wait, is
and-
the whole pumpkin in her ass or
I
just
just
the
remem-
stem?
No, the stem, yeah, but you couldn't you couldn't see the stem. It was like so far up there. You don't know how long
wow.
the stem was. So,
Oh my God, yo.
but I just remember seeing that and being like, "Yo, people actually do that." 'Cause I'm like 12 years old right now. You know what I
You
mean?
saw it and you're like, Aunt Linda?
And I'm like, wait, yeah. I'm like, so that's why we buy extra pumpkins every year.
Aunt Linda's got a little secret that she doesn't want to let you in on until you're 30 years old.
That's amazing. See, I picture like in those situations where like the girl isn't really into doing this and the dude's like, come on, it'll be great. And she's like, I guess.
It's like Tony the Tiger. It's great.
Right.
Oh,
I might have put a whole pumpkin up my ass, but I put a condom on because I'm not gross.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that why all these women, these white girls with Ugg boots, is that why they like their pumpkin spice?
Oh,
is that why?
That's how you make pumpkin spice.
That's exactly how you make pumpkin spice. Is that makes sense? Makes sense. Austin, what about you, man? What's the most fucked up thing you can remember?
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say like, I mean, when I was young, I think it was like two girls, one cup.
That
But
was the
now,
one?
like getting old, as I got older, I think one of the most fucked up things that I saw that's just kind of like stemmed to my brain now is Reddit has like that challenge called 50-50 challenge.
I'm not that in deep with.
Oh,
Reddit,
dude,
but
it's
no.
it's actually fun. But basically, it shows you it shows a link, and the title it shows like it's like two things. You get like a 50-50 chance of SFW or NSFW. So basically, like you could see SFW a basket full of kittens.
Yeah.
NSFW could have been like a huge giant ass spider, like dangling, like like ready to come at your face. There was one that I saw, and basically it was NSFW, and it was basically like shit. I did not want to see this, but basically this dude, like his hand, right, his arm, right, cut open his hand, like a good portion of it, so his tendons are exposed, and he's taking a tongue, and he's like fucking like just pulling on the tendons, and you can see his fingers moving. Oh no! Like I'm just pulling on one string, and they're like moving like on like each finger, like how they work. And
somehow that's the worst one, right? We can agree that that's the worst one.
I don't know, man.
That's the worst one.
Well, I think it's the description of it, like that we hear that, and we could probably.
Pumpkin Pie Pete on the phone. Your story seems like nothing compared to this tendon story.
What about the guy getting his shit cut off and then having the clamps on?
No, I feel.
Yeah.
No, I feel like my. I mean, I've seen a lot of fucked up shit on the internet. That's just like one thing that just like stapled. Like, okay, I just saw some fucked up shit. What else? And then I've seen many more fucked up things since that. But that was like the very like first thing where I was like, yo. The internet is fucked up.
One thing I wish I had never seen, and I was like, oh, what is this? I went into it completely blind. I didn't know what the fuck it was, but I want to say it's Russia or something. These kids beat this dude to death with a hammer, and they film it.
Oh,
dude,
I think I heard something like that.
It's not good.
It's not. Actually, that was the one video I had to turn off.
Yeah, I think I remember.
I didn't finish watching it. But I did. I was like, I don't know what this is. It starts off fine, and it's just like blah blah blah. I'm like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it just becomes. I'm like, holy fuck! I wish I had never seen that.
It was a few Russian teenage kids. I think one was 17, one was 18, and a homeless guy.
Yes, I do remember this. Yeah,
but you don't know what they're saying.
They don't. Yeah, you can't understand it.
There's no subs. You're like, what is this?
Yeah, and so like it got to the point where and I'm just gonna skip to the beat here, the punchline. All you heard was gurgling, and I was like, I gotta stop this. I'm like, I'm not gonna do this to myself. I've watched a lot of crazy videos, but that one was more like I don't know, man.
To be fair though, one of the kids did warn the homeless guy. It's like, stop, hammer time. Dum, 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 dum.
Well, he did. Yeah,
he did.
I'm sure I think somewhere in there, like between the time where he raised the hammer up and then I think he's like, stop, hammer time, and then he got him, right?
Yeah.
I think I remember that. But he said in Russian.
And then when he hit him, it just had the Mario hammer sound.
Yeah.
Ting. And
then he had that do 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 do
right.
do do. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
So yeah, that was I was like, holy fuck. So yeah, that's also. Now I forgot about it until I reminded myself.
Yeah, that was a bad video. Yeah, I've watched a lot of crazy things like on nothingtoxic.com, like this one, where there was a bunch of people that got hit over with a car, they got run over, and then I hear somebody in the background going, "Oh my God, there's another dead person." It's like that's like okay, I can watch that, but when you have like the more, I don't know, I guess you could say intimate death videos where the guy is getting smashed over the fucking face with a hammer and you hear gurgling because he's choking on his blood. That's
bit much. Just put it lightly, that's a bit much.
I really hope that nobody like that's a kid now. This is why you need to get your kids away from tablets, man. They have too much access to everything. More than we ever had. It's disgusting. Justin, you have kids, man. I mean, how do you feel about technology and children? I mean, it's a scary fucking situation.
Man, the way that I look at it is there's really no way to stop it as far as them, wanting to be on their phone, their Xbox, whatever. Yeah. But it's really just I show them like what I think is cool on the internet. Like, I play this game all the time. And then, like, in hopes that, like, they'll just kind of be like, oh, my dad plays this game, so I'm going to play it. Or, you know what I mean? Because I know, like, I only really play, like, Halo and, like, Rocket League nowadays when I do play a game. And those are, like, two games where, like, they're just chill. Like, you can't really, like, talk shit on there. Or, like, there's not like a chat with like bad shit, like all the Roblox and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and 2009. As
far as like that, yeah. Oh yeah. If my kids were in that era, I don't know. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
As far as like technology goes, I do like limit the time that they're on it. If they want to have the TV on and we're all like watching something together, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I really just like I don't really mind that they're on there because it's like like even like my 8-year-old son, he's actually sitting right next to me right now.
You're watching our
he
show.
just walked in the
boy.
room.
Ooh.
It's okay, dude. It's okay. You can drop the F-bomb. It's fine. But so
Fudge.
I really just like go about it like, you know what, like this is cool, or like even when because kids are on YouTube nowadays all the time. That's all they watch.
Mhm.
They don't even watch TV.
Oh, yeah.
They just watch YouTube.
That's what I do. Is just watch
And I'm
YouTube.
like, hey man, check out like this guy's YouTube channel. Like he does like some cool stuff. Like he like backflips into pools or like whatever, like shit like that. Not like oh like let's go like bum rush some homeless people in the street or oh let's let's go feed the homeless. Let's go take $5,000 and go buy 400 Happy Meals and go point a camera in a homeless man's face and make him accept our food from us. Like that's, I don't know, that shit bothers me when people do that.
I heard a story that somebody had gone. So one TikToker had heard another TikToker. Oh yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah,
I'm old.
It's okay. We're all getting old, man. I heard one TikToker. She was in like a store, and she overheard this conversation. And come to find out, that conversation in the other aisle over was another TikToker setting up the same exact scenario you just said. Hey, I'm gonna bless you today with such and such, like $100 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so all these different videos that you see of that, most of them are fucking just fake. They're garbage. They're trash.
They're not very authentic.
They're not authentic. They're not real. People are doing this for views. They're getting it's clickbait. So when I see that, and I know my mom has sent me things or certain things, and I just always tell her, it's not always real what you see on there. Or like you see like you said with the cheeseburgers and homeless people, it's like that's not real. That poor homeless person's struggling, and you're just shoving a camera or a phone or whatever in this person's face. Like that's fucked up, But like,
especially if you're just like, and then especially waving food around their face, like food that they need.
Your boy Bogart's on here. He says, "What's up, Wizard Waxers?" Yeah, that's
what's up, buddy.
I'll tell you what's up. I'm wearing your shirt, man. The Bogart podcast.
Oh man, I was thinking of I was wearing that shirt.
Yeah, you gotta represent the homies.
But I wore this instead.
Yeah, what's it say? Don't like me? Fuck off. Problem solved. That's what I say, man. Fuck it. Just get rid of people. If they cause you a problem,
hey yo.
On. What's up?
Hey yo, M-Balm. I got a quick thing that I want to run by before I get off here and whatever. So we're just talking about social media and shit with kids, right?
Yeah.
So there's this video that's like surfacing right now. Like there's actually like a video of it because the lady recorded it on her Ring camera. So this like fucking like 10-year-old kid was on Roblox and he was playing a game with some like 30-something-year-old man or whatever.
Okay.
And he told the guy like, hey, my mom's single and she's pretty hot. You should date my mom. Like some shit like that, right?
No.
And so he gave this guy the address to his house or whatever, and the guy drove like all the way to his house.
No.
And he was outside in his truck, and the kid, like he told the kid like, "Hey, I'm outside, come out here." And he like comes outside. The kid starts jumping on the trampoline, and the guy's like, "Yo, where's your mom?" And he's like, "Oh, she's inside. You want me to go get her?" And he's like, "Yeah." So the kid like runs inside, gets his mom, and she's like, "Wait, who's here?" And he's like, "Oh, it's this guy that said, I don't know, whatever, like should date you or whatever he said in the video." And the mom's like, "Wait, who are you?" And he's like, "I play Roblox with your son. He said that you were single and that me and you should hook up or whatever." And she's like, "Yo, get the fuck out of my driveway. Like, are you kidding me? My son's fucking blah, blah, blah years old. What are you doing here? Where are you from? Like, what the hell is going on?
No,
And she, like,
that's
made her
that's
kid
strange
come
red
inside
flags
because
right there too.
now she's fearful,
Yeah.
you know? Like, she's fearful for her life. There's some strange guy in the, you know, like in the driveway in his truck, whatever. And I'm, like, just, like, sitting there thinking, like, yo, my kid plays Roblox sometimes, but I know my kid's not, you know, giving out his address on the internet and having strangers come over to meet my mom or meet me or
Yeah, no, that's
whatever the case may be.
that's
Like that.
fucked.
And there's a video for it. I'll try to find it and I'll inbox it to you guys later on.
Yeah, please
But,
do.
when we were talking about technology and kids, that's like the first thing that I thought of when I was like trying to explain it, I guess. Like I was trying to explain like my kids in technology, how I saw someone else's kids in technology. I'm just like, wow, like that's so fucked up, dude.
Yeah, that is really messed up.
But
man.
yeah, man, it's I'll try to find the video for you guys and I'll send it over. It's
Please
actually
do.
pretty fucking wild.
Yes,
and
please. Thank
Yeah.
It's
you.
like
We'll-
insane. This guy actually showed up.
Yeah, we could actually dive deep into that one on the next episode because that's, dude. So think about that scenario for a moment. What if she had a firearm in the house and she felt so threatened by this guy that she would have
Dude
killed
coulda-
this guy?
Yeah, dude could have been
That
shot.
kid would have, yeah. And like, don't you think about
Yeah.
that? Like, that's crazy. Like, don't give. Oh man, that's one thing you got to worry about.
And you
is-
gotta think it. All right, so you gotta think from like this guy's point of view, right? Like,
yeah.
you think this is a good idea? You met this little kid on Roblox. He told you to come over because he thinks you should date his mom, and you actually drive over to his house.
Right, all that time you spend
What the fuck
driving.
is wrong with you?
Yeah, that sounds like somebody who really needs to take a look in the mirror and go, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
Am I really going to go to this stranger's house and take a chance?
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with people?
Yeah, no, I'd be like,
Absolutely.
no.
My God, bro. Like, that's pretty,
Absolutely, dude.
that's
It's
serious
like-
shit.
It's wild.
Yeah, it is.
It's wild, and I don't know if the video has been like taken down since. Who knows? But I mean, I'll do my digging and I'll try and find that clip or whatever. But
Yeah, please do,
Yeah,
man.
it's a scary world up there.
Yeah. No,
Scary
I know.
world.
Scary
No.
world. Don't fucking travel miles and miles and miles away to go find some kid's mom that's single because, you know, granted the kid might have the right idea, but he don't know that that's not.
He
what
doesn't know
mom
the
wants.
difference.
God no, he can get somebody killed really bad.
Yeah.
That's a bad,
Like
bad situation.
that's a recipe for disaster.
Big time. That's nanas. That's nanas.
BANANAS.
I wonder, like, all right, I'm driving to meet this kid's hot mom, right?
Yeah.
And then you get there and she comes out screaming. You're like, man, this bitch ain't even hot, bro. I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, what? I don't even know. Like, it's so dude, there's so many fucked up things about this story.
It's
That,
terrible.
yeah, you guys should definitely talk about this sometime and like show a clip or something because this is like what is going to be going on
Yeah.
in our lives probably as long as we are alive. So it's kind of like some good awareness too, you know, to share it. I know you have a son and I know someday he'll be that age and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
It is.
whatever.
It's wild, man. And I just,
That's fucking crazy, dude.
It is crazy, and I hope that, you know, less of this shit happens. But again, that's a fear that is valid that parents have to worry about. If your kid gives away your address, you have some strange dude creeping around on your fucking premises, on your property. You're like, son, who the hell is this? Oh, he's here to date you, mom. Like, okay, get the fuck off.
Yeah, like no, that's
Yeah.
not how it goes.
Oh, that's
It-
bad.
It's just it's insane.
It
Sorry if I took you guys' like direction a little
Oh,
somewhere else, but I just wanted to say that real quick because we were about that. I'm like, oh, I just watched this video and it was fucking insane. So I'll try to dig for it and I'll send it to you guys. I'm actually sitting here with my son. I think we're actually about to spend some time together. I don't know what we're about to do, but I want to
Family
jump
time's
on here
important,
real
man.
quick, say what's up. I just want to show my support.
hell yeah, man. We
I tell
appreciate
you
it.
guys, I love you guys.
We love you
Keep
too.
doing your
Love you
thing,
too, man.
You guys are going hard every weekend.
Oh, we're hard all the time.
Fucking
Rock
keep
hard
it
right
up,
now.
man.
Oh
I'm always
shit!
here.
I just hit the table. My God.
That's what, yeah.
Oh man,
It's my motto: work hard, play hard. So if we're playing football and I
Sounds
tackle
like-
you and I got a boner, mind your business.
Yeah, play hard, work hard, jerk hard. It's okay. Just don't creep around
sounds like
someone's
a sponsor
house.
from Blue Chews coming soon.
Yeah, well, maybe. I've seen those, and I'm just like, what is this shit? Like, what is this blue chew stuff? I want yellow or brown chew. That sounds good to me.
It's Viagra, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's crushed up Viagra. It's all right. But hey, man, thank you for calling in. And God damn, we got to have you and Bogart come in studio soon.
Yes. Miss you, buddy.
Yeah. Yes. Let's get together soon and plan that because you guys came out here to us. I wanna come out there and get on your guys' set and chop it up for sure. So
yeah, brother.
Let's do it up.
yeah, man. I'm gonna watch the rest of it.
All right, man.
I'm gonna watch the rest of the show on my phone right here while you guys are going. But I just want to call in quick and say what's up, chat with you for a minute. But I'm proud of you guys. Keep going, do your thing, man. I love you guys.
We love you too, man.
Love you too, bro.
Take it easy.
Love you, Pumpkin King.
Oh yeah, he loves
Pumpkin Kid.
All right, guys. Have a good rest of the show.
you too,
You
man.
too, bro.
Thanks.
Have a good rest of the show. I'm gonna go watch some pumpkin videos or something. So
Do it.
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right, man. Later.
All right, dude. Peace out.
So that pumpkin video. Think about how rough the fucking stem is. Think about
how rigid that.
That's what I'm saying. Your asshole's never gonna be the same again.
Hey, you know what? That's ribbed for her pleasure.
Oh, dude, Austin.
That's
See?
crazy. Like that. You know what? That girl's. She's a good egg. She's probably fun.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? She's probably a lot of fun. Like, what if you dressed up like a witch and put a pumpkin? Like, if she's cool and fun, it was her idea, and you're like, that's hilarious.
I'm gonna leave you two to it. I'm gonna get right back. I gotta do the same thing you did. I'm getting old, Matt. It's fucking downright awful.
It happens.
Oh man.
Austin, I'm leaving this up to you, and if you fuck it up, well then I guess we'll have to shut down and be canceled forever.
Oh shit. Are we switching spots?
no, you're in the same.
No, yeah, he's not. He's
so
gonna
I'm
let you in
running-
the driver's chair.
Oh, so I'm running the shit.
yeah, you're running the show
Okay.
right now.
Alrighty, dighty. Well, Matt, how are you doing this evening?
I'm good. I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm actually pretty sore, not gonna lie.
Is it from the pumpkin stem?
No, I don't know if I slept
So
wrong.
you handled it good. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. No, I actually slept wrong, and I don't know what's wrong, but my fucking ribs are killing me.
Well, the good news is if you get 2 of them removed, you can suck your own dick. Do you remember
that's
that?
fair.
Okay. Also, what internet rumors? Do you remember when the internet rumor was that Marilyn Manson had his ribs removed so he could suck his own dick?
I actually don't remember that rumor, honestly. I think I was
Also-
I think I was way too young.
Right. The other Marilyn Manson internet rumor was that he was Paul from the Wonder Years.
Really?
Do you remember the kid, like the nerdy kid, his
Yeah,
buddy?
yeah.
That was Marilyn Manson as a kid, and he grew up into Marilyn Manson. That was the other internet rumor, and it was just like there was nothing. So you're like, oh, it must be true.
That's
Never heard of either of these?
weird. No,
No?
I've never heard of these. But
Yeah.
you know what's funny? You say that because it's just like I just reminded me of like how like people like they go from like one innocent character to like the most like gothic, like you never see him go completely dark.
Yeah.
Do you remember the who's that girl? The girl that plays Cindy Lou Who in How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the live action
she's like
one.
a singer. She's like sings for some band.
She's the singer for Pretty and the Reckless or whatever. Yeah, no, she is gorgeous, by the way. But yeah, no, she like total like goth chick, and I was like, how you go from like an angel to
she's
like
a little
literally
kid.
demon?
She's a little kid then. Listen, we were talking about
dope, though.
internet rumors. Do you remember the internet rumor that Marilyn Manson had his ribs removed so he could suck his own dick?
Yeah.
And the other Marilyn Manson rumor that he was Paul from the Wonder Years, like Kevin's nerdy friend.
I think I did remember
yeah, I
that
do
rumor.
remember
I
that
think I
one.
actually
Yeah.
do remember that. Yeah, no, I think I do remember now.
Yeah, that was a crazy rumor. Like, and as a kid in middle school, like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, he did that. And, no, he didn't do that.
I did
It's
hear
fucking fake.
I did hear about the whole well, later in life, but I did hear about the whole like the ribs removal
Yeah.
and sucking his own dick.
Speaking of ribs, I mean, Justin says, do you prefer the pumpkin stem curved or straight? You probably want that bit straight, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
Ease into it. If it's curved,
Yeah, you're
it's
gonna hit a
curved,
part where it eventually would probably hurt a lot.
You're probably gonna rupture something. You might have a tear in your colon, and you're gonna be in the emergency room having to explain to a bunch of people you've never met before. I had a pumpkin up my ass. And now I'm got rectal bleeding. Do you want to do that?
Nah.
Doesn't sound like a good Saturday night to me.
On the floor waiting for the paramedics. You're like, all right, I got to come up
Memory
with a
foam
story.
topper.
Well, stay away from inserting anything into your ass. And the
I
best,
slipped
if you
and
really
fell.
want to, I slipped and fell and I couldn't get up.
Yeah.
No life alert.
What's a memory foam topper?
Yeah, Bogart says get a memory foam topper for your bed dash.
Actually, that would actually help with my back.
Well, instead of
my back is like on fire.
your
like,
neck,
Your back, your pussy, and
my
your crack.
yeah, Austin's pussy and his crack with the stem in it from the pumpkin.
Oh fuck. No, I think I slept wrong or something. But
So what happened to your back? I was upstairs, just
I think I slept wrong or something. But like my entire like where my ribs are connecting.
You met a fella on Grinder,
That's
and he
where-
was real strong.
Oh,
It's yeah.
you met him on Grindr, and now So
I'm
I'll tell you what, this is gonna be a moment for me to just talk slut it up
Yeah,
here.
she's a talk slut.
Your best bet to fix that aching back of yours is to go to Hadley Chiropractic in Henrietta, because I'll tell you what, it's a family-owned establishment, and every one of them are great people.
Chiropractors are great. Dude.
They are, dude, and anyone that tells you otherwise is fucking full of shit.
No, they're great.
I go there
They
once a
are.
month.
Okay.
And you lift, right? So
It's fucking incredible. You fuck yourself up unintentionally.
Yeah, especially if you go for like a good heavy lift, and then you're like, oh my god, my sciatic nerve, and you're like, I'm getting old. Hey, it's time to go get my ass fucking adjusted. Let's go, and you feel good.
Especially when you first start, like those early days of working out, like you're just fucking yourself up because
big
you don't know what you're doing, and B, like your body's all of a sudden getting manual labor, getting worked, and then your body's like, oh god. So
I'm not used to this shit.
Exactly.
What the fuck are you doing?
Right, your body's like, what are you doing?
So
what are you doing?
We're not 13.
yeah. You got to power. I wish.
Yeah.
Just kidding. You got to power through it. You just got to power through it. And a chiropractor helps a lot because you're like, because what stops you from working out? Injuries. You know what I mean? Where especially if you're a month into it and you're just like, I fucking hurt all the time. Like that stops. You know what I mean? Eventually it feels nice versus you're hurting yourself all the time. But cannot stress enough chiropractors.
Well, I was in my 20s and I was stubborn as fuck. I'm like, nah, chiropractors, I'm young, I don't need this bullshit. So 25 years old, and I was into lifting and all that, but I was mostly cutting weight at this time and trying to get you ready for the police test, the physical test, because I was going to be I wanted to be a law enforcement officer. So I'm lifting, I'm doing the treadmills, I'm doing incline sit-ups, I'm doing everything you could possibly, think of to get prepared for this thing. So my ex and I go camping in the Thousand Islands, and we set up camp. And the first night there, we have the air mattress, everything's good. I wake up the next morning, and there it is. My sciatic nerve is on fire. And I didn't really put two and two together. I'm like, well, it'll just go away. No big deal. And then we get back, and it's still there. And, some days would be better than others. And I'm going to the gym. I'm lifting. I'm doing whatever. And I'm working security at this time. And it's an overnight shift. It's like late August, early September, or something like that. And I get out of the patrol vehicle, and I'll never forget it. I stopped dead in my tracks, and I couldn't walk. I'm like, bro, what do I do? It took me a half hour to get from point A to point B to get inside the building. It took me a half hour, Austin. 30 fucking minutes. And I'm like, what do I do? So then I go ahead and switch roles with the guy who's in the one lobby. I'm like, okay, he'll do patrols. I'll just fucking sit there in the lobby. Well, I couldn't sit. I had to stand the whole rest of the night. And the supervisor on shift at the time, he's like, do you want to go home? I'm like, dude, it's like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Who am I gonna call to come get me right now? So I suffered the whole rest of the night. My mom ended up coming up and getting me, and I sat in that front seat in the passenger side, and I felt like my whole back was on fire. I had to jump out of there. I had to lay down in the back of her car in order to go to the hospital. And so I went through all this shit, right? I went to the emergency room. Doctors were useless there. They didn't want to do an MRI. I'm like, dude, I think we should do an MRI. Like, no.
Right. Yeah, you have to advocate for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And they're like, no.
You're supposed to be the smart person
we
with
can't,
the education.
Right. They're like, no, we're not going to do that. You know, insurance, you have something with the insurance. They're like, oh, let's do an x-ray. And I'm like, listen, I think this is a herniated disc because I'm looking up symptoms on Google and they're like, oh, you know, don't do that. You know, you're doing that's only, you know, doing you a disservice. Trust us. You know, we're the experts and blah, blah, blah. So they do an x-ray and from like 7:30 in the morning to like 11:30, 12 o'clock at noon. I've been at this emergency room. They do an x-ray. I'm sitting in the fucking lobby in excruciating pain. And they come back and like, oh, no, nothing. We didn't find anything in the x-ray. Everything looks good. Go home. Oh, everything's good. I can't lay down. I can't sit down right. I can't do anything. Well, I get back surgery, 25 years old. Never again will I ever say, don't go to the chiropractor. Go. Just get yourself adjusted. Terrible. Terrible. Don't do it. So, not good.
Yeah.
Luckily,
Damn.
it wasn't anything invasive. You know, it's just, you know, was it laparoscopy or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
where
something.
They blow you up. They put the things and blow you up and go in, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a minimal surgery. It's nothing like a fusion or anything like that, but thankfully.
Right.
But again, like, don't fuck around with your back. You know, I
Yeah.
hear a lot of people that have back problems worse than I did. It's terrible.
Even I'm starting to have back problems. I'm like
Carrying on those big old titties all around everywhere you go.
Yeah, you got that.
You
big
just
old
made him flex.
responsibilities, man.
He just flexed them for anybody not watching.
He did.
He's been waiting.
He's been waiting to do
Waiting
that shit.
all year. Like, is there a situation that's going to situationally come up where I'm going to be able to just flex my titties and it's not going to be, we can segue into it comfortably.
Well, he's had his shirt off in the studio before.
A couple of
Yeah,
times.
he was told to do it because one of our guests,
I was
Charlie,
told to do.
Charlie wanted to see this, so Austin's like, I'll feel good
The
doing this
audience
for you."
spoken, so I did it.
I mean, shit, dude. I mean, when you go to the gym, I mean, what's your go-to list, like playlist?
Oh, man. Honestly, it's cliche, but the Hatebreed, the first like 3 Hatebreed records are fucking phenomenal.
Classics,
for
right?
lifting and
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong with just something aggressive.
Yeah,
I mean,
you gotta
it's-
have it.
For me, it'd be like '90s grunge and like early
Yeah.
2000 rock.
Yeah, I mean, but it's preference. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, mine's the Barney intro. I love you.
I mean, to be honest, that's not that would you're like, fuck, that would fire you up so
yeah,
bad.
you get angry. You hear this, you're like, I don't want to hear this shit. It's like when you go to a restaurant, right? And they I think they purposely do this. They know you're gonna blow up their bathroom in like say Monte Alban if you go there. And you
Right,
have a nice
yeah.
Mexican meal. It's gonna
Yeah.
be exquisite. It's fucking immaculate. You
It's
just
the heat
it's a chef's
of
kiss.
the moment.
And you're having and you're having this beautiful ass dinner, and then all of a sudden it hits you. You know, you're like, oh no, oh no.
yeah.
And you have to go to this bathroom. It's probably dirty. It's got trash everywhere, a little pee pee on the seat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So you have
yeah,
to
yeah.
like kind of wipe it off and maybe wash it with a little
Sure.
soap and water. And you're in there, and you're probably gonna be in there for a good like 20 minutes to a half hour. And they have this like the music's kind of like echoey, and it sounds like shit. But it makes you angry, right? It makes you want
Yeah.
to push harder to get the fuck out.
You know what? Olive Garden's the worst for that. It's
Yeah.
like fucking like.
Oh my god.
I'm like,
Like a
That's
big piece
Morty.
of pie. That's Morty.
thank God. Thank God I've never. That's just me. I've luckily never had to like leave a meal to take a massive shit at a restaurant. Thank God.
First date too, you're like,
Oh my
you're like
God.
first date with this chick, and you're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a fucking great ass meal. We're gonna have good talks. We're gonna hit it off well. And like 5 minutes into the meal, you're like, I'll be right back.
You're like-
And in her mind, she's like, this motherfucker's gonna leave me with a bill.
Right.
But little does she know, you got a shit.
The blowjob in the car is off the table now
Yeah.
because you're literally a fucking dookie ass.
Well, now she's got mean unwiped ass like in her
Yeah.
mind. She's like, this guy's probably a filthy fucker. Like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna fucking blow this guy in the car. Like fuck that.
Fucking manicotti ass.
I heard they got this new sauce that they have now. It's like a garlic sauce.
Oh,
I heard like it's like a garlic citrus sauce. I heard it was terrible.
I fuck with Olive Garden. I don't care.
No, I mean like I don't mind a mean fake Italian restaurant, but I mean like I'm talking this new sauce is like too overwhelming for what I heard.
weird.
Yeah, I mean Austin, you're Italian too, so you should know. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is Olive Garden a true Italian cuisine?
No.
Exactly. He
not
already
at
got.
all.
I mean, are you
No.
Italian at all?
Yes.
Oh well, then see, he's a
No.
better Italian than you are because he already answered faster.
Well,
than
I
you.
know.
I still fuck with it. I mean, but I
yeah,
know what it
that's
is.
what I was
Are
gonna
you without
say.
papers today?
Always.
I'm always without papers too. Austin, are you without papers?
I'm without
You
papers.
fucking guinea.
Hey, shut.
But think about it though. Like those words used to be very offensive. Now we just throw them around like it's a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, you ever heard of the Italian racist joke?
Have you ever heard of the N word? I
no,
got
say-
one for you.
Well, this is an upside down one.
Uh,
It's a W instead. Well,
Yeah.
I'm thinking M.
Hey, that's our word. We can say that.
She says we're taking it back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you were saying
Austin,
racist
you were.
Italian
Yeah.
joke?
Oh, he's
yeah.
got spaghetti on his.
you want me
mind.
to? You want to tell you the Italian joke?
Of course.
What is it?
How? What is the? What's the Italian helicopter sound like?
Oh no.
Wop wop wop.
They go guinea guinea wop 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 wop.
And you're
pretty
canceled.
good.
Get the fuck out.
Pretty bad.
You're
you know
racist
why-
against yourself. How could you be like this?
Do you know why the Italian had so many gold chains?
Why?
So he'd know where to stop shaving.
That's like a marker, right? I mean,
yeah.
I got a gold chain on right now, and it's the Italian horn. So,
It's perfect.
and look at it right here. Look at the Italian horn. I've had this since I was 13 years old. My father gave this to me, and I've worn it ever since.
No, that's
It's been
cool.
broken off a few times during some scuffles over the years, but I'm 33 years old now, and I don't do that anymore.
That's
Allegedly.
I wish I was 33.
You're pushing the old 50 now. It's-
Damn, man, it sucks.
But hey, you know what?
It's
You're
all
here.
right.
But you have a lot of experiences in life, though. You don't you take that
This
for
is
granted?
true.
Like you look at that.
No. You
no,
know
I
what?
mean not take it for granted, but you look at it and you go, "Wow, that's awesome." I have a lot of experiences that I have, and I still remember because some people unfortunately don't remember since they, look at fucking the guy Chandler Bing. Remember the guy who just died?
Oh yeah.
He
Matthew
doesn't.
Perry.
Yeah, Matthew Perry. He doesn't, and he's awesome by the way. He fucking voiced in New Vegas, which I have more respect for the guy. He doesn't remember a lot of it because he was so drugged up.
That sucks.
And that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people might not have that luxury of, I remember when I was like 25, I was on a fucking show and I was doing these cool things. And Sam Williamson says, I have a question for Matty D. What's the question? Let us know. I mean, even call in if you want. 855-622-5619. Don't forget, we have the phone lines. You can always call in. So give us a ring a ding ding, like in the graphics there. You know what I'm saying? 855-622-5619. Yeah, but dude, remembering things in your life, so important. I don't care what anyone says. And I feel bad for people who get put in situations that, like Alzheimer's and stuff like that. Like that's a bitch of a disease. Think about that. You literally your mind is deteriorating so bad. And it's unfortunate. Sam says, you have an amazing, hot, and talented guitar player wife. Well,
Is that a question?
Or that's just a statement.
I don't know. Is it a statement or a question?
I'm so confused.
So what's the
You say question and not statement. Oh, there. Okay.
so now we're getting to the point here. So why did you live a double life on her with a stripper at the Mirage?
Okay. Well,
Jesus Christ, what's going on here?
That's a little bit.
it's a little presumptuous. Sam.
Oh.
I'm so.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what happens, I guess, when you do it live.
The fuck?
But it's presumptuous.
A little presumptuous. That's what I say. You know what? My personal life, I never put it out there.
Yeah.
So just assume and presume away because I ain't giving you clues to the either. And I think that should be. You know what
Well,
I mean?
yeah. Nobody should be like I allow only certain aspects of my life on this show,
That's fair.
and I think it's fair for everyone to say. And look, I'm all about talking about personal experiences and all that, but I don't think every single aspect of your life should be talked about.
Sure.
Exactly.
I don't think it's fair to, elaborate things that people would use against you. And, whatever it is, I mean? Like I smashed a chipmunk with a shovel one time. Some people might look at that. It was only because I was lawn mowing and I accidentally cut it in the bush and the weeds and stuff. And, you know, people might look at that and clip it and say, oh, this guy's a fucking animal killer. It's like, no, I felt like shit for like a month or two because I did that. It was an accident. But somebody out there would be like, oh, this fucking guy. Peter would be at my door. My Ring doorbell would be going off. I have all these people out there picketing, saying this guy's an animal killer. I guess it could be worse. It could be an animal fucker. But what do I know? Just some dumb fuck behind a microphone.
Right.
Yeah, your personal life shouldn't always be put out there.
Yeah,
Well,
and
That's
some
like I said. You know what I mean? I've over the years always have had different situations in my life where, like we were talking earlier, people want the dirt for their own
benefits.
reasoning. They don't actually give a fuck about you. Oh, I heard this. Did you? I just always go, you did? That's cool.
Yeah, you heard that? Oh, cool.
What did I do next?
What's next? Because I don't know.
Yeah, what did I do next? And they want you to tell them, and it's not for your.
Don't you just love when people make up like rumors about you?
It's not for your help.
Yeah.
They're to help you. It's just I need to know the story, and then I move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me get the tidbits.
Well, the older you get, the more you realize people don't ask you how you are all the time. Some people may have a genuine connection with you and actually care. Most of the time, especially people you don't interact with on a daily basis or even a weekly basis, they're asking you how you are when there's something going on and there's rumors being spread around. 9 times, if not 10 times out of 10, they're only trying to do this so that way they get some type of story out of you, like you said. There is no, oh, I actually care about you. It's more or less a, let's see what this guy has to say for himself. Let's get the dirt on this person. You know, that's fucked up.
But it also like screams like what kind of person you are as like a character. Like that really screams like who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck. I don't even fucking tell the shit that that goes on in my life. I have a lot of fucked up shit that happened to me in my life. I don't fucking tell that to the world.
Well, Austin, I mean, like, for instance, there's people, I mean, in the past, so we haven't had anything crazy recently, but like they've come up and emailed the show saying that you're putting some crazy stuff out there on social media and whatnot. And I mean, do you care though? Do you give a shit about the people talking that?
No, not really.
No, you shouldn't, because in this, I've learned this as I got older too. Stop reading the shit on your. I mean, I've had comments on our fucking YouTube channel. Jeffrey Rogers, for instance, the guy came in here as a guest of GSL News, and we had a comment on YouTube saying, "Great job having a criminal on your show." Okay, well, here's the thing, and this happened with bands here too. This is kind of a part of a reason why I've been just distancing myself a little bit from things, because it comes back to me, and it might come back to you, and it might, and have other people. I've seen other people affected by this that had nothing directly to do with the person or people at hand, but people make out like you're as bad as the person they're talking about, right? Now, by the way, Jeffrey Rogers, he apparently, I guess, broke what the hell is it? Probation. And so the judge, I guess, gave him 3 to 4 years or some crazy shit. Yet there's kids out there stealing fucking Kias and Hyundais and crashing into cars and killing 92-year-olds, and they get let out for dinner the rest of the day. But that's beside the point. The point is, stop fucking worrying about everyone else that's talking shit about you. You don't need to read the comments. You don't need to read the fucking fine print of, oh, this person says this about you. Just, is it mentally good for you? No, it's
What's
not.
the saying? If they don't know you personally, don't take it personally.
Exactly. Would you allow or would you take criticism from somebody you would not get advice from, Austin?
Nah.
Then,
I like it.
Yeah.
then
No,
don't.
that is good advice.
And I think that should go hand in hand for everybody.
I always tell myself, you know what? I really don't give a shit if I become the villain in your story. If you want to make up rumors and shit because you don't know me, that's on you, boo boo. But
Well,
I
we
ain't
have
gonna
people-
be I don't give a shit.
We have people that we know personally who sat there, made themselves a moral high ground, yet they're out fucking their best friend's girlfriend in a threesome, or fucking someone's fiance in their bed.
Yeah.
And yet they're the fucking most moral person out there. But yet here we are.
No, they're not. By the way, Bogart, I like what you said. F what people say.
He says, do it live.
They-
Fuck it. F what people say. They are jealous because they ain't us. Hey, look at isn't that movie?
Yeah, it's
They
a
hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah, that's
Ain't us?
ain't us.
Why? They hate us because they ain't us? Like
Yeah.
they're an ass?
They ain't
I'm
us.
just kidding. I know. But like, no, but dude,
Isn't
That's
that,
what I'm trying to
Pineapple
say.
Express?
What's up?
Isn't
No.
that Pineapple Express?
Isn't
I
that?
know it's with James Franco and
Yeah,
Seth
it's
Rogen.
Seth Rogen. Yeah.
But I was like, think it is
They can't move. They can't make movies like that anymore. By the way,
so sad.
because today's political climate just won't allow it.
They could suck my dick.
But like, I'm just saying, like, man, people fucking talk shit all the time. Christ, I had some bitch on Twitter years ago say that I was a fucking child predator, and I'm like, bitch, I don't even know who you are. You're just some rando on fucking Twitter.
The fuck?
Yeah, like, she's like, oh yeah, you're a child predator. Like, what? Yeah, good try, but no. You don't even know me. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, that didn't even mean anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I care? Child predator, my ass. There's one working over here at fucking Hedges and fucking Webster, but nobody cares, right? And I don't give a shit who likes it or who doesn't like it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I could give you a list of people that are.
Adam
like,
Swift should not be working in a place where teenage girls are fucking working. Yet he's out there texting a 16-year-old some sexual deviant shit.
Who's Adam Swift?
He's a predator that was, I guess somebody on Instagram had posted a photo of him and text message thread with him and a 16-year-old girl.
Oof.
And I posted the shit out of it on Facebook because I am going to make sure that I can do my part as a normal person
Right.
that doesn't fuck 16-year-olds.
Right.
To let people know, hey, this is a piece of shit in your community, and he's working in a place, an establishment where there's teenage girls working there, and I don't think that's right.
I
Right.
agree.
So, but
If you were a parent of a teenage girl,
Yeah.
you wouldn't want them to work there. Yeah.
exactly.
No, it makes sense to me.
Or the greatest man ever lived, Kit Cerulli, who drove himself all the way to fucking Wegmans Holt Road to meet a girl he thought or knew was 16, or whatever the case may be. Point is, if you know something, say something. But like, all these other people out there are talking shit. Like, just
It's literally, if you put yourself out there creatively doing anything,
you're gonna get some
like
type of
you
bullshit.
have to expect and just accept
Criticism?
the fact- No, there's gonna be people that shit on you. There's gonna be people that are like that have something negative to say or whatever. But at the end of the day, don't let that dull your shine or wanting to do something creative, whether it's a podcast, or you write a book, you do jokes, you make music. There's gonna be. It doesn't matter. There's gonna be somebody somewhere that it does not like your cut of your jib.
Yeah,
And you know what? Don't try to change yourself for those people.
No.
They'll never like you.
they're never. And that's the
They'll
thing. Like,
never like you. Just keep doing whatever it is you're doing.
and stop apologizing. God damn.
Do
like,
what
if
makes,
you really,
do
if,
what makes you happy, you know?
if you do something and you're like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have been an asshole or something like that. Maybe you apologize. But if it's something you really mean when you're saying it, and someone's like, you should apologize, like, fuck you. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
Apology for what? To make you feel better about yourself? Fuck you. I'm not gonna tell you I'm sorry for something I'm not sorry for. You know? It's like when we had an email about our old co-host and what happened. Well, I gave you the story, but it's neither here nor there. It had nothing to do with the show, so why would I bring it up? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I said, fuck it. We'll dive into it. I have no problem. I have nothing to hide. I will tell you exactly what happened on my side. And for anyone else that wants to talk about it on their side, go ahead. Fucking talk all your stuff. I don't care. But hey, you know what? We're still doing the damn thing, regardless.
Fuck yeah, we are.
I mean, when I was on YouTube when YouTube started, the year it started, 2005.
Is that when it started? Really?
Yeah, it's 20. It's gonna be 20 years old next year.
Damn.
And we were doing dumb shit, just like throwing ourselves into garbage cans, drop kicking the shit out of
Jackass
them.
type shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
sure.
stupid shit you do as a 14-year-old bunch of kids in America. And these 19-year-old kids in fucking United Kingdom got a hold of it and was like talking all this shit and Great Britain and all that stuff. And like, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know if it's probably not even exist anymore. There was this thing. It was like a off-brand MySpace at the time. It's called Bebo. It was like, yeah, it was Bebo or some shit. And somebody had made a fake fucking profile with me in it. You know, like, it's saying all kinds of like, oh, gay and all this other bullshit. And then this other kid named Nick. Mind you, I was like 14 at the time, 15. And these guys are like 19, 20 years old this one guy made a parody video on YouTube, like, of me and shit, wearing a beanie. Cause I used to wear a beanie and all that and like saying the same shit I was saying. I'm like, dude, what is going on here? Now we're having a hard time getting a hold of anybody anymore. Like the algorithms just killed it. But again, I go back to that. I'm just like, when I was young, I was naive and I read all the shit. I read into it. I engaged with it. Now, whatever. Don't care. You talk shit, not engaging with it. Don't fuck it. Unless it creates content for the show, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever.
Right. As you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Nobody should, man. I mean, shit, Matt, you're a comic. I mean, if somebody said, hey, man, I saw your jokes, I'm offended. What do you do?
Sorry. I mean, sorry you're offended. Not sorry for the joke.
Right. Like, fuck them.
They're jokes. Comedy is the last thing that it should float on its own, independent. It's an island. It shouldn't be held to the fire of like something a politician would say. You know what I mean? Or some comics can say some things, other comics can't say the same things, but it's just it's odd.
Yeah.
It's certain bits. I mean, obviously, this is the culture of comedy that we have right now is pretty good. I think like people can say whatever they want kind of as comics, and people collectively they're like, oh, that's okay. And like I said earlier, that small minority on the internet that's like, he should be canceled, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, how many canceled comedians are crushing it? You know what I mean? Like Chappelle.
They tried to crucify this guy, saying he's transphobic and all that shit. But here's the thing, his Netflix special, if you watch it, what's transphobic about it? What did he say that was transphobic? And you ask these people that say, oh, he's a transphobe, what did he say? Well, I don't know, but I just know that he's. You didn't watch it, did you?
Right.
Well, you didn't watch it, did you?
That whole bit where he had like the LBs are in the car and the Qs are in the back seat. It was a great, well-written bit.
Oh yeah, that show was funny.
Yeah, it was just a well-written bit.
That was funny.
And then people got upset about it, but it's comedy. It's not, people treat when a comedian says something in a show as a comedian in the same light like if a politician were to say it.
Right.
Because then they're like, that's weird. If a politician like did stuff like that, you're like, well, why are you doing that? I'm just kidding. Well, you can't really just kid. Yeah. Because you have a different lane.
Well, it's just right. Like a politician shouldn't be writing comedy jokes. That's not their job, right? So like when they say something like that, it's definitely out of pocket.
But they're also play it safe. They wouldn't.
Of course, they wouldn't.
Like, remember when Trump did the whole like, oh, how do we solve COVID? It's like, have you tried injecting light into your body? Oh, and everyone's like, what a fucking idiot. Allegedly, he was like, I was just kidding. And
I got to say, like, I'm not a big fan of his, but I will say that dude says funny shit sometimes.
Yeah, he does say, like...
out of pocket, but funny.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I'll take it. We're fucked either way, but I'll take a guy who's... You know what I mean?
Is this a Trump joke, Bogart? He says... when it's read what people say about me, and if it's bad, it just goes one ear, wink, and out the other. He might not have even meant it.
I see what you did there.
Kind of like the bullet that went through Trump's ear. I'm just kidding. But no, just like, dude, it's the same shit. Like, they try to... I say funny shit on the show sometimes, whether people think it's funny or not. Like, I made a joke with 9/11. People were like, oh, how could you say something like that? It's like, dude, that happened like 23 years ago. It's not that I don't feel bad for the people that died. It's dark humor. It's in the description of the show.
Do you know the fastest reader of all time was?
What's that?
9/11 Jumper. He went through 80 stories in 11 seconds.
See? I heard about that joke. I knew that joke. That's a good one. I love it.
Dark humor, though.
Yeah.
All right.
I love that.
But people are like, oh, that's horrible. But hey, you know what? That's how I cope, right? Life sucks. I think we can all agree to disagree, but sometimes we have to agree on things like that.
Yeah,
life can suck. Depends.
That's why we need humor to make it a little bit less sucky.
Well, I take that back. I wouldn't say life sucks. It's the world around us and the society around us that sucks. Life is good so long as you utilize it in the right way. Like if
life's all right.
Yeah, well, it can be. It's just those motherfuckers on the internet that are miserable and they want to drag you down with them.
Yep.
And it's just like
misery loves company, man.
Well, that's why there's certain people that are not on the show anymore.
Hey, exactly.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that that's not the case. I mean, it is what it is.
Hey, we're still here, man. We're still here.
You know what though? The idea is like, well, you don't have us anymore. You're not gonna go on. Oh no, we're gonna go on, and we're not gonna go on just once a week. We're gonna go on every time.
And where is it?
Anal probe.
Camera?
Oh, it's that
no,
one
it's
there.
the fucking pumpkin.
Yeah, exactly. That's the fucking pumpkin. Don't you have the stem on your ass yet, or what's going on?
Well, there's no stem on it, so you do the math.
Well, look at this one. They have pumpkins up there stacked on each other. They're probably in each other's asses like a human centipede. You know what I'm saying?
It's good times.
They're happy. They have smiles on their face.
The first one's got it made. The bottom one, just not. He's smiling the biggest though. So maybe it's
I like the smallest one because he's got nothing. It's just like he's just got to stem up his ass. He's like, ah!
But nah, man. I just all the small shit, man. As I get older, I'm just like whatever.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Post and ghost is one of my favorite things. Post and don't go back to it.
Right.
If it's something stupid, don't engage with it. Whatever.
Right. Well, you always have those people that just swoop in to be like, "Well, I got an opinion about this," and you're like, "I know. Who are you?"
Yeah, right. Who the fuck is this guy? Bogart says, "I'm celebrating tonight, boys. Got the money for the trailer, and I might have had some adult beverages. Not going to make any sense." Well,
woo, that's my boy.
It's okay. It's a Saturday night. I mean, I'm not indulging in any alcoholic drinks. I got my water right now. I'm fine. I had coffee earlier. It's okay. Everything's good. Life is fucking just peachy. Don't you think?
I think
I might. You
know what? You're here.
Right.
That's
Like
all that matters.
real talk. You're fucking here. Yeah, for all the trials and tribulations, you're fucking here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, you're here. You know what I mean? For every fucking thing that goes wrong or blah, 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 you're here, which means you got a chance to turn it around.
Yeah.
You can't have the sour without the sweet.
Yeah.
The sweet without the whatever. You
That's
know
why-
what I mean?
That's why I love coming here and
You love
hanging
coming
out
in
with
the sink?
That's why I love coming. That's why I love coming.
In the
God.
garbage can?
Why you
Coming
gotta,
in the garbage can.
Why you gotta cut me off like that?
In the
Like,
strange-
damn
Listen, a
it.
lot of people have some bad stuff to say about somebody who comes in a garbage can. Now, I not necessarily would ever come in a garbage can, but if I were to come in a garbage can and people had some bad things to say about me, well, they're wrong.
Yeah, well,
I've never done that, by the way.
never done that, by the way.
We hit a nerve.
We did. Austin, you okay, Ben? Are you gonna be all right?
I thought this was America.
Yeah, I thought I was free, man. You telling me that we can't just jerk off in a homeless person's mouth like that? Like,
I mean,
Let's leave
if
it.
you
Let's
want
leave
to,
it
I
at
mean,
that.
hey,
Literally leave it at
Hey,
that.
do what you want to do. I mean,
Leave it is so weird. Can't jerk off in a homeless person's mouth. M-Balm effect. Be back with you next week.
yeah.
Leave it at that.
And on that note,
Not even. That's it. That's the segue. There is no segue. I found two funny pictures and I sent them to my buddy. And I'll tell you the pictures in a minute. But I had written. I sat here for like a minute trying to think of a funny caption before I sent you these pictures. But zero context to the pictures is even better. And it's a fleshlight, but it's got the kernel on the side of it, and then he flips it up and it's like a chicken. It's like just all chicken. It's like a chicken fleshlight.
Really?
Like a fried chicken fleshlight. It's pretty funny. And I just sent him that, and he's just like, no context.
no context.
It's funny.
None whatsoever.
So yeah, that was pretty good. It gave me a good laugh. Where are we at?
You looking at it?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh wow, that's a fleshlight.
oh my god! Oh no!
Yes. Oh yes.
Can you show the camera?
Oh sure.
Maybe we'll get. Well, we shown worse than that. I mean, we can do that one. Will it work? No. Well, that way. Okay. All right.
Oh my god!
Well, that showed up better when it dimmed out. That's all right.
That was very, very.
But yeah, like we were talking about this a couple weeks ago or whatever. How there's like fleshlights that are like foot shaped and you can fuck it. Like why? Like what's going on there?
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
I mean, is your name Dan using that thing or what? What's going on? Oh no! Did we just open up a can of worms?
Oh boy! No.
That's funny. That's all that's left to your uncle who died on the Superman ride. And now you can fuck it.
Oh my god!
Well, think about it. I mean, if he had no legs, it must have looked like that at some point.
Right. Ah.
That's why the doctor at the hospital's like, hey, give me that leg. I'll take it to the
Be
incinerator.
like, you know what would make my foot fetish even better? If I could fuck it.
Oh, have you seen the fleshlights where it's like a foot and then
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Look, I actually think I have a picture up here
yeah.
from last time.
Oh yeah,
Right here.
please do. Yeah.
Right here, there it is. There you go. Matt, would you fuck it?
I don't.
Those are for the only like weird
I'm not-
foot fetish
Well,
people.
I'm not into feet, and I don't care. I don't kink shame, whatever. But I'm not into feet.
Me
It
So here's the
doesn't really
thing,
do
like,
anything for
Me
me.
even
either.
if you were, like, here's the thing. It's unrealistic.
It literally looks like you're fucking something from Spencer's. Like
Yeah.
there'd be in a haunted house. You're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, is your name Dan Schneider?
Right. Give him a shit ton of that. Like,
Quentin
that was good.
Tarantino?
that was
Oh
good.
my
Yeah,
God.
he wrote that whole scene in Dust Till Dawn where he drinks fucking alcohol out of Salma Hayek's shoe, basically, or down her foot. And he's like, I will cast myself in that.
Yeah.
That's so.
It's no big deal.
gross.
I'll take one for the team, guys.
Take one for the team. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
So fucking.
I mean, here's another one for you.
Oh yeah, this one. That's got. It's
No, that's even worse.
That's yeah.
Because now you're like, okay, now I'm cutting slits open in this
You're
thing.
fucking the stigmata.
Is that Jesus?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, we're going to
do
hell.
unto others.
Do unto others as they do to you. And there's like a whole bunch of people coming in right now, tuning in. I can see it. And this is the first thing they fucking see. What say you, Matt? What say you? How do you feel about this? You feel good about this?
I do.
Well, you know. What? What do you have to say?
I think that's funny. That's
What?
that. I mean, if somebody like one man's trash, you know what I mean? Somebody's at the adult bookstore and they're looking up in the air.
Yep.
And they're like, "Thank you." They heard me. The folks at the fetish factory heard me. They're like, I love feet and I love vaginas. And if you could make that into one peanut butter and jelly concoction for my penis.
Jesus Christ.
It's like if it exists, it must sell.
It looks like you're fucking Arby's.
Oh yeah, Bogart. He's drinking. He's having a good time. He's celebrating. He's
Dude,
partying.
that is a fact.
You got to be down bad. You got to be down real bad to
want that.
To want that.
To buy
You
that.
got to just be.
How much do you think those go for?
This is probably like $200.
Probably,
or
you're right.
I don't know. It's probably something where you're like, what? Did you ever see? Geez, I don't remember the name of the show, but you know those real dolls. It's just like they sit in the corner of your home and they're like, you know, and you can fuck them. Obviously, that's what they're for.
That's what they're for.
There was like a show. It was like a documentary thing where there's this guy who had like that was his girlfriend. Like he would talk to the girlfriend.
Yeah. It's fucking wild to me, man. How anybody can sit there and fucking be like, yeah, that's for me. Like I told you, I mean, there was literally fetishes of women stepping on Ninja Turtle action figures. Like, what is going on there?
Ow.
Why? What is that? No, not even with like a bare foot, Austin. I'm talking like with high heels. Like they're crunching the fucking action figure, and the guy's over in the corner in a cuck chair going, "Oh wow, that's exciting." Like what?
That's weird.
Again, your name must be Dan, because I mean, who else finds? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dan Schneider, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Dan of any kind, you know.
You know what? I'm all for anybody having any sexual interests that don't hurt other people. Whatever you do, you know what I mean? If like, and it's not me, but I'm saying if you're a furry, like as long as you're not hurting other, like yeah, it's funny, obviously, it's hilarious, but if you know what I mean, if you're not hurting anybody and everybody's consenting, whatever, I don't care.
Well, you think about
me.
you think about all these weird things going on, right? But there's like weird things happening in front of our faces, and we're just like left without any context. Like if you go on like Marketplace on Facebook, you see the weirdest shit when people are trying to sell items. Like here's an example for you. What's going on in this picture? Apple Book Pro, 10th generation, $300, and there's like this woman just laying on the floor. Looks like she's drugged out. Is she dead?
Is she holding?
Is she alive?
Is she laying down holding? Is there a way you can make that bigger?
That's what she said. Boy, let's see if I can do that. I mean, we could try.
I can't because there you go.
Oh, I won't do it. It won't do it.
Son of a bitch.
I hate.
So he's holding the.
He's holding the laptop. I don't know why it does it this way. I hate the way that it does that. It's kind of stupid, but she's
just laying on the floor.
She's laying on the floor, no big deal. Everything's fine.
She's not all methed out.
He's just
or
trying to
something
sell
like that.
a MacBook, Matt. That's all.
He tried to wake her up first. If you knew, I'm trying to sell the MacBook. And he's like, "Fuck, fine."
I gotta care now.
Would you please move so I could put this on Marketplace?
Shit.
You're gonna make the picture look weird. Yeah, no, I don't know. But like there's other ones where people are literally naked taking pictures of like their washer machine, and you could see them in the reflection. Yeah, Facebook's just fucking chill with this. Mark Zuckerberg's like, yeah, it's fine. But you could post literally a share of your like the newest episode of the M-Balm Effect. They're like, hey, that's not allowed here. You're trying to drive views and stuff. You're trying to get likes. It's not allowed. You're going against the community guidelines. Okay, right? Because that's what's ruining Facebook, not the other bullshit. Bogart says, I bet you can get them on Temu. Oh, Temu, whatever. You're talking about the foot fleshlights. Yeah, you probably could. I mean, just think there's 5-year-olds working in a sweatshop somewhere in China just making your foot pussy.
Oh man.
for 2 cents an hour.
That's
horrible.
That's even terrible. Yeah.
Well, that's the reality of it, though.
My fingers hurt from making these iPhones. Hold on. You're going to go to room B. You're going to wish you would stay here with the iPhones.
You have a choice.
You're about to fuck your foot pussy, and there's a note in Chinese, and it's like, help us, the conditions are very bad. And you're like, who cares?
Use my childlike sweat in this pussy as lube.
Ew.
I moisturized it for you during this hot work.
You pull out the lube, it's just duck sauce.
It's got soy sauce for the ones that want to get real rough.
Talk
about a salty treat, man.
No wasabi?
We literally gave our blood, sweat, and tears in this foot pussy, and you can use it as lube. And if you want to really go down on it, you might get a salty treat in the middle of it. Okay? It's okay. Everything's fine.
God damn.
But that's the world we live in, though. Like, we have all this weird shit going on, just like, we don't, like our cell phones. You have people out there like, oh, I can't believe you drive a fucking car with, all this gas in the fucking air and shit. But, like, yet again, they have a fucking phone made in a factory, polluting the earth, also by slave labor of little children in other countries. And they're like, oh, yeah, my new iPhone. Like, okay, I can do TikTok on it. Here's my pussy. Like, here's my foot pussy. I don't know. Fucking weird world we live in, man. So, just... Like, if I woke up today, like if I was born today and I was fully aware of what was going on around me, except for the fact that the world is the way it is, and then I like think about that. Like a baby today, and then you grow up, this is normal to them. But if like you knew the world from before, like in the 90s when things were sort of, semi-normal, and then like you're in a coma, you wake up and you turn on the news and you're just seeing all these fucking weird fucking furries reading children's books to kids.
Yeah, why not?
And and foot pussies.
Oh, absolutely.
Planes crashing into the buildings and stuff. And you're like, oh, yeah. What the fuck's going on? Where am I? Did I just go die and go to hell?
Yeah.
You know?
What is this?
Because, like...
Am I in hell? What did I do?
I don't know. But, like, I always think about that. I'm like, dude, it's kind of weird, man. Just thinking about that. Like, being aware of what's going on and then really thinking about what's going on. And then be like, okay, we're really in fucked up times.
Yep.
How many times do you think we said the F word in this episode?
A lot.
On a daily basis, I can't even fathom how many times I say, even like to myself, no one's home. And I just stand up and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Just like nothing's wrong, but you're just the pains of your fucking joints and shit. You're like, fuck.
Oh, yeah. Especially
like I just say fuck all the time in a good way. I'm like, this is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like if I'm talking about a show or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if I'm like, this fucking guy at work. You know what I mean?
Bogart says I would be a product tester for a foot pussy. Money is money.
$20 is $20.
Hey, man, fuck, more power to you, man. Hey. Somebody's got to test these out, right? I mean, somebody out there has to test them out and make sure they feel good.
Definitely.
And get the job done.
That'd be Dan Schneider's.
Or Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Either which way. Or if you're like, from Rochester and you go to, I don't know, you go to Show World or something and you're just like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But all right, man. I think it's wow, it's 3 hours and 2 minutes already in. Jesus Christ, Austin, you didn't let me know what the hell time it was. Like, what's going on here, man? But dude,
I didn't know what time you want me to stop.
I don't, it's the usual, man. It's the usual. I'm just fucking with you. Calm down, jeez. Don't get your foot pussy in a bundle there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Matt, thanks for coming on with us, man.
Dude, I had
Yes,
a great
thank
time.
you, bro. Thank
You know, talking about all kinds of crazy shit that we do here on the. Oh yeah, I give you my mug instead. Damn. Yeah, we just try to have a good fucking time here. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, we'd love to have you back in, especially when Andrew's back, man.
I love coming here, and I love doing this.
I
It's
hope
fun.
so. I mean, I know
It's a lot of fun.
we might scare some people off with the stuff
Nobody's
that we
scared.
talk
Fuck
about.
yeah.
I hope not.
Can't we?
Well, if they see me on the thumbnail of the episode, they can just skip that one. Oh, it's fucking guy again. Like, oh no.
What was that? Oh, somebody's here. They may. Austin, did you? Well, hey, I think I know what happened. They heard you like to shoot targets, and now the FBI is here.
Oh fuck.
So
they're shooting up the targets.
yeah, we gotta dip because I think if the FBI is here for Austin for saying that comment. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Follow us on Facebook. Don't forget to share, like, and follow, please. We would totally appreciate that. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell on the M-Balm Effect YouTube channel. We will be back live again soon. Keep your eyes and ears open for that. October is going to be hit or miss.
Yes.
You know, fall stuff. So, spending time with everyone and all that good stuff. So, we will be back live eventually here in the near future. Again, thanks for coming on, Matt. It was always a fucking blast.
It was a good time.
Always.
Always a good time.
Every single time. We love you all. Have a great rest of your night. Bye. Bye.
Well, there goes the neighborhood. It's a good thing no one got seriously hurt.
Oh my God!
Whoops, spoke too soon. Don't get too wrecked. See you on the next one.
The M-Balm Effect.